Welcome to a very special 4-year anniversary episode of the Bastard Sermon. I'm one of your 3 hosts, Cody Hucker,
Luke Young,
and Lloyd Johnson.
And this year, as all years, we have Anthony Tank Mansfield with us to run it down.
Wrap
He's got
up
notes.
year 3.
Wrap up. Wait, this is year 4 wrap
We're
up,
starting
right?
year 4. We're wrapping up year 3.
No. We're starting year 5, buddy.
As the guy who knows.
January 2018 was our first year that we started. So the full year into so 2019 would be our 1 year.
We have a guest listening to this
would be our
argument,
2.
guys.
Well, 2019 would be our 1 year. 2020 would be our 2. 21 would be our 3, and this would be our 4, right?
Sure.
Okay, well, you just listened to all the episodes. You had to have started with the last one. That had to have been the 3 year, right? Maybe I'm tripping. All right, we have a special guest that's on the line. Before we get started, Mansfield's got notes on all the episodes. If you've never listened to an anniversary episode before, we go through the entire year and we suck each other's dicks about what a good podcast this is. Oh my God, this is the best podcast anyone's ever listened to. Blah, 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 and we talk about how awesome we are. He literally has listened to every single fucking episode, and he's got notes on everything. He's wrote it all up. He's done a lot of time on that. But first, before we get started, we have a very special guest on the Discord chat. Everybody, give it up for say your name so we don't.
I got it. Jonas, the Ragnarok bringer, Litholson.
I fucking nailed it.
This is Turbo Potato 3000 for anybody that's been listening to the Patreon and shit like that every single week. And the reason that we've got this bad motherfucker on is he's been listening for years, and I was bitching, or somebody put in our Discord suggestion box all this shit that they want us to do. They want us to do like streaming, and they want us to like set all this different shit up. And I was like, it's a technical issue. We can't even watch videos on the podcast anymore because we don't have a good enough PC. And then he was like in a private message like, oh, I'm just gonna donate you guys the money to get a PC. And I'm thinking like, fuck yeah, dude, like $50 to the cause and shit like this. This bad motherfucker sends us $300, and between that and what we had in the Patreon was enough for me to order all the parts. So I've got all the parts ordered. We didn't. He was like, don't buy drugs with it. Don't fucking drink it all away. And we didn't, dude. I bought all the parts on Amazon. I just got the M.2 SSD drive. I'm waiting to get all the other parts. Everything should be in by January 26th, and I just want to fucking personally thank you so much, Jonas. This is amazing. I can't believe that you did that for us, and thanks to all the patrons because you also contributed. But, dude, that was a big chunk of it. I really fucking appreciate you.
Yeah, dude, big love for that one. Thank you so much, man.
Heavy love. Luke, you got anything you want to say to the man that just helped us get a new computer for streaming and shit?
You're probably the most handsome Norwegian I've ever seen in my entire life, and I've seen at least 20.
Hold on.
No, dude, you're amazing. I love you so much. I appreciate it. I don't know why someone as awesome and cool as you would ever donate so much money to losers like us.
Yeah, you're the shit, man.
Don't sell yourself short. Come on.
He is short though.
Yeah.
How did you? Can I ask
Like
you?
5'9".
How did you find the show, man? How do you get the Bastard Sermon in fucking Norway? How does that even happen? I mean, I under the internet.
Well, it was my little brother actually who tipped me about it. He apparently just found someone who's posted about it in some Reddit comment section back in like 2019.
That was Patrick, for sure. That was Patrick. Yeah, keep going.
That might have been actually. Now that you mention it,
Just wanted to kick me in the face real quick. He was like, "There's no way that was Luke posting."
No fucking possible.
Anyways, let's keep going.
God, I miss Pat.
Fucking unnecessary.
If only Luke was the one that quit.
I love how you interrupt. Even the guest is interrupted. Like, hey, we're gonna take 2 minutes of your time. I know you got to be up in 5 hours, but hold on. Let me interrupt your story and hijack it to shit on Luke.
You know how it goes, baby.
Oh,
Keep going. Your brother tipped you about it. You found it on Reddit. What was it? What was it on? Like, what did it say?
oh dude, I ain't got a fucking clue. He just told me about it. Like talked about you talked about your hemorrhoids, and Patrick talked about diving off stage and smashing his head or something.
Yeah.
It was kind of intriguing.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah.
I'm glad you dug it, dude. Thank you so much for listening. We've got a lot of show to get to, so I hate to cut this short, but we got to talk to you another time. You're the fucking man. Everybody give it up in the fucking...
And get some sleep, you handsome son of a bitch.
In the comments, show some love to Turbo Potato. Round of applause.
that's our dude right now.
We love you, baby. Thank you. All right, get some sleep.
Shout out, man.
Cool. That was fucking awesome. I was
Dude,
really happy.
yeah,
you guys
that's
did that.
Great.
Yeah, dedicated to Turbo Potato 3000, aka fucking
Joseph Lefolson.
Jonas Litholson.
Yes.
I think you said Joseph.
No, I said
He
Joseph.
said Darius.
Hey, I thought it was Darius. I don't know what he was.
Squiscar, he called him.
Squizcar Squizelf, right?
Dude, let's get right into it. We have so much to cover. Let's go to episode number 1. Mansfield, fucking lead the charge,
All right,
baby.
so what I'm going to do this year is I'm not going to... I've tried to limit it to a few things per episode, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to say how every minute I got listed at the top, so that way we're not dissecting this thing piece by piece. All right, first episode, Matthew Bryan. We're still stuck in COVID. We're still Zooming. So you guys are still stuck on Zoom calls. Big thing that stood out that episode, motherfucker had cosplay white Power Ranger armor.
It was fucking so cool.
And didn't he make it himself? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't buy it. He fucking
No.
assembled it the way that fucking...
It looked legit. It looked really good.
I don't know that he was my favorite guest that we
Has
ever had
anyone-
on.
No.
Has anyone checked his basement for dead children?
We probably should.
He has like a legit streaming setup too. He had
Yeah,
like
yeah.
some fucking crazy ass
You're
setup.
not making this any better.
And then a couple months later, I saw Nick Farmer post like, "Hey, can you stop harassing me?" And then just nonstop fucking Facebook
Yeah.
video calls
Yeah.
from him over and over again. And I was like, "Oh no!"
I saw that too. It was fucking weird.
We only have crazies on the show. We
I'm
never
just saying,
have.
like, if you're gonna make a Power Ranger armor, like the white Power Ranger armor, that's got 2 words in it that shouldn't be that close
Dude.
together.
the white Power Ranger ruled.
Again, I'm just saying that sounds like something he would say if you were just looking at
Are
us.
you? Did you not know Power Rangers in the '90s was outwardly racist though? Like,
yes,
like
yes,
to the
I understood.
core? Oh,
The
okay.
yellow one was the Chinese
Yellow
one, the black one
Ranger
was
and the black guy was the black, and the
pink
white
one-
one was the greatest one.
Yeah, I get it. I understood what was happening. I'm saying that if you were going to pick one out of those, maybe not that one.
Yeah,
Maybe
but
not
who's gonna
the-
pick the bitch ass yellow one? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I for sure would have.
Yeah, I mean, it was a saber tooth, so I mean, that was a pretty cool one to pick.
Yeah.
What were your thoughts and opinions on the episode?
Yeah.
That was really it. The white Power Ranger armor.
All right, did you really listen to this all the fucking episodes, like every single like? Did you just? I would have
skipped,
clicked
like,
through.
Dude, yeah, Scrubber Bar. There's no
For
way
sure.
I'm listening to the whole thing.
For sure, I was like, "You're a psycho." if
Because
you're
there's
listening to
also
all of it.
like just the number of repeated topics that come up on the show
Yeah.
is crazy. Like Witcher 3 talk, random nerd talk. Oh, you know, like just there's so much shit that's just reoccurring bits that it's like, all right, we gotta pick out the 1 or 2 things this episode that was special.
Does that make it shitty to listen to the show with the constant like as a every week listener? Like, is it like, fuck, dude, you're talking about this again?
No,
Like,
it's just the vibe of the show.
right.
Better question. Which is worse, his interrupting or the repeated topics?
Ooh, man, that's a head-to-head collision.
That's a head-to-head collision.
Because they usually are combined together.
He's like, that is 2 garbage trucks running at each other full speed.
all right.
All right, episode 154, Jack Griffin from Delightfully Macabre podcast. Cody quits drinking again.
Again?
Later in the episode, Cody talks about blacking out, headbutting his friend Evan in a kitchen. And we end the episode very wholesomely as Luke and Pat buy a guitar for Cody. Cody cries like a bitch, and Pat finds it quote unquote touching.
Yeah, he was so uncomfortable, but I couldn't hold it in. Like, I had a thought of what it was, and I opened it up as a whole guitar, and I went to pieces as soon as I found it. I was like, all right, get it together, your kids are here, and fucking Patrick's not having this. Like, this is fucking shitty. But it was like, I was thinking about killing myself a lot of 2021, and these fucks were like, let's get him a guitar, video games, and beef jerky. And I was like, this is really touching. Like, this is really fucking nice, actually, that my friends care enough
That
about
sounds
me.
like a trap you would set out to catch someone who doesn't pay child support.
If I hadn't got this job, that would be me in about 3 weeks.
No, all right. So I'm so immune to you crying now
Yeah.
that when I was reading through the notes, it's like, oh, he cries like a bitch. I'm like, I swear to God, as soon as they left, the first thing he did was play like.
I have to be
See,
so
you're
fucked
immune.
up to
I'm
cry.
starting to get annoyed because whenever he cries to me, it's always when I should be mad as fuck at him.
There was one time. There's one time. Fuck you, dude.
so it's like
don't
the-
talk about this. Shut up.
Anyway, the
Fuck
first
you,
thing I picture when I'm reading the notes, and it's like, and Cody cries like a bitch. For whatever reason, you know how my brain likes to keep creating the scenario?
Yeah.
I was like, as soon as they left, he just played like that Kid Rock Sheryl Crow song, like, I put your picture away, sat down and cried today. Like, that's what I pictured in my head, Cody doing the second you guys left after giving him a guitar. He's like staring at a picture of like one of his girlfriends that like left. He's like, can't say it's talk. I don't know the words, but lying next to her, him, her. No, her, yeah, her. Definitely a her.
I thought of a one where Luke's right. I've done this before. There was another time where somebody should have been real mad at me when they were trying to keep me from drunk driving and like took my keys, and I beat the shit out of Phil. And then after I realized what I did, and he's like bleeding in Sean's front yard, I started crying in the middle of like a party. And they were like, dude, he's the one that should be crying right now. His face is open, like he's leaking everywhere. You're not even hurt? And I was like, that's not even. I ruined Sean's birthday. And it was like, fuck you, Cody. You're a piece of shit. So you know what? You're right. Yeah. That is fucking annoying. Fuck you, Cody.
I will say,
barreling forward.
I will give him credit for this. Last time he cried in front of me, he immediately realized how ridiculous it was and started laughing. And I was like, all right.
Yeah, well, it was also, what was it, 7 in the morning?
Yeah, something like that. But like he went to like the like. Oh, I cared about my dad. Like, this mattered. Like, and I'm just looking. I'm like, why are you doing this right now?
Quit it.
Like I'm literally like just like eyebrows up, eyes wide. Like why are you doing this?
Yeah, Lloyd, as an emotionless android, like how does this feel to you whenever Cody does this?
I don't understand.
Like does it just not compute? It's just like error.
No, like all right. So the first couple times I'm like, okay, I don't get like, okay, here's this like guy who loves like being edgy and saying the most, the furthest extension of whatever you can say in the moment. And I'm like, okay, I guess the backlash of that is when they're fucked up, they have to cry it out. Like any like emotional, like any big emotional swing like that is hard for me to deal with at all.
Yeah.
Like friends of mine who are like jump up and down happy, like woo, like I'd treat them the same way I do someone crying. Like I'll pat them like they're there.
Yeah.
And that's all I got.
Yeah.
So like the big swings are confusing, but him it was big swings in rapid succession. It's like, hold on, wait, are you a scene girl from 2008? Why are you crying? Like you were just telling me about how this is the coolest band you've ever seen and making me watch a video, and now you're crying and asked me to play like fucking David Allan Coe video. I don't know what just happened, but if I did something, let me know so I never do it again.
We were having a very deep conversation. You know exactly what happened.
No.
We were having a very it was.
I've learned that that's what happens with you.
Yeah.
Like I have a friend Sean who
I pulled out of it very quickly though. Right?
This last
you gotta
time.
give me credit. Yeah,
This last time.
This last time. I know there's
there's the other one where you were crying, telling me you were going to go home, and I go, yeah, you're not driving, and you go, oh, I might.
Wait, when was this?
The one.
All
of the
right,
first,
I'm over this conversation. I'm gonna kill myself tonight. What are we doing?
It was one of the first times.
What are we doing right now?
It was one of the first times you stayed here.
No, dude. All right. Well,
You were like,
I'm
is it
over
cool?
this.
How often are you getting drunk and crying, bro? You gotta stop.
All the time, I guess. God, I'm a fag.
Oh, before I went back to work, like once a week. Like it'd be like Tuesday night he'd be like, oh, I'm gonna drink on the podcast. He's like, do you mind if I crash here? Like the second or third one is the one I'm talking about. He's like, I might leave, and he's like literally tears still on his face. He's like, I might just leave and go home, and I'm like, no, you just stay here.
I'm not buying this story unless there's video proof, dude. You should have videotaped it. I'm calling lies and deceit right now.
Look at me in my eyes.
Seeing you?
Am I lying to you right now?
Nope.
All right. Anyways, we have a lot of episodes. We gotta get to, and we're stuck in a rut here on Cody crying.
But it actually turned out pretty funny because I was like, no, you're not. You've been drinking. Just stay here. And he was like, you could see him start to get mad, and then like the process of like where that's gonna go, like filtered in, and he goes, I'm being ridiculous. I should just go to sleep. I'm like, good job, bro.
Hey,
good job.
Power down.
I get there eventually. Come on.
So, very next episode, 155 of Blake Hammond. Cody's back to drinking, and this is an only Cody and Luke show, no Pat, but they're with Blake Hammond. Blake talks about a story that he actually knew a guy who took part in the January 6th insurrection.
That was a fun episode.
Yeah, it was great.
I quit. I talked about quitting that episode. I was like, I'm gonna fucking quit this podcast anyways. I started off drunk and hateful. And it ended up, I was funny for a good 20 minutes, which is longer than I'm funny ever on any other podcast. And then, the rest goes to shit. But then fucking Blake saves it by being Blake the entire time. Blake's funny as fuck, but those Zoom episodes suck dick. That's what I remember specifically. Like, just zooming from my basement was a depressing way to do this podcast.
I'll assume that one was good because Blake was on it, but I'm just going to go ahead and say up front that anything before episode 170 is probably just terrible.
What happens with episode 170, Lloyd?
I don't know. Just since then, all the notes after that, I like those.
I forgot we were supposed to simultaneously be doing something else. Luke, Can you read your description?
Oh,
we just
shit.
did we just do 156?
So we started. We just did 155. So we're 3 in.
Okay, Blake Hammond comes back on the show to talk to you, to talk to Cody and Luke on this week's episode. You can find Blake on Just a Clip podcast, and hopefully soon on a comedy stage near you.
All right.
All right,
That's
so,
impressive.
Solid intro. You get a little structure. A little
description.
Little intro.
Let's close these out with the description after we're done talking about it. Read your description.
All right. Episode 156. John Turner from Forge and Fire. So we're still doing Zoom episodes. Patrick's back. Sean Moore recommended this guy, and Pat is fucking stoked because it is a reality TV show celebrity interview podcast.
That was Pat's favorite thing to do.
He loved that shit.
Yeah, bring the weirdo from Survivor on the show, whatever that guy's fucking name is. Bring the other guy that sat in the woods and drank his own piss. Bring him on the podcast. Bunch of History Channel guys that we've had on the show that I always forget that we've had on. Like, I'll be watching like shitty TV, like reruns, like Hungover and History, like Pawn Stars, and YouTube would just be on autoplay. And I'm like, we had that guy on the fucking podcast. Holy shit, that's
He
wild.
was a cool dude. He just did not get the vibe of the show.
Not at all.
No, he's probably used to fucking bros in the woods interviewing him from like wood podcasts with like green screens, and it's just woods in the background.
Guys talking survivalist
Yeah,
shit.
just so, like, what kind of wood is your favorite wood to eat when you're out in the woods?
That's actually a thing that they do. They eat. There's certain wood that you can eat.
See that all kinds of retarded ass shit.
See, I went to a bunch of survival classes. I would like to have that. Like, do you know there's no beetle in North America you cannot eat?
I'm gonna eat every beetle I see
there you
until
go.
I die.
They're
and
all
when
edible.
I die, you'll know.
Do you know the entire cattail plant is edible? I can do this all day.
The entire what?
cattail plant.
Oh, okay.
And you can eat dandelions too, but it'll dehydrate you.
All right, so
Not if you just eat
150,
the greens at the bottom.
episode 156. Ever thought about how badass blacksmiths are? We sure have that. And that's why we have That's why we had to have the baddest of them all, John Turner. John Turner was a contestant on Forge and Fire and is an experienced blacksmith that has found an amazing way to make a living off of what he does.
Righto. Plowing forward.
Episode 157. This one was
That was a good one.
Good job.
This one is hilarious.
There's nothing funny. By the way, if there's nothing fun, if you did the description well, what am I supposed to say?
Yeah.
You did exactly what you should do every week. Good job. You want the pat on the... There it is. There it is.
He's like,
dude.
I'm
You
just
got-
waiting for my chance to yell at you and shit on you.
Yeah,
Do you
exactly.
not listen to any of the shows?
Next year, you should just bring stickers that like you give kids when they do their homework. You put it on the paper.
Like what
and
they-
you could just tap him up.
What they
throughout
give
the
my
episode
kids? What they give my kids at the grocery store?
Yeah.
We'll just put
Little
a chart
smiley
right
face.
there on the fridge.
Yeah,
And each episode description you like, you can give them a gold star.
yeah. Once you get 50, you can turn it in for a pizza party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can ask that I won't get drunk on the episode, and then I'll just quietly get drunk in my car and pretend that I'm not wasted.
No, you can just make it so that he only refers to you as DJ Cinnamon Sprinkle the entire episode.
That's pretty sick.
That
That'd
one
be
rules.
worth it.
That is pretty
like
cool.
we'll just set up tiers. Like you can turn in 10 of them for this or 25 of them for this.
All right, plowing forward.
All right, 150. So episode 157, Luke's ex Liz comes on the show.
Yep.
And Jesus Christ, did we learn some things about Luke this episode?
Big penis.
Large penis, doesn't trim his pubes though.
No pube trimming.
Likes to keep it long. Likes a shaggy dick bush.
I don't like it. I just got incredibly lazy with her.
Hey, sorry, he's an adult. My bad.
Yeah. Yeah, it happens. No, I mean, that stuff from that episode still comes up.
It was a very revealing episode because normally this is something interesting about the show. Normally the girlfriends and the wives or the fiance, whatever, are usually off limits. And she came on the show and she was like, "What do you want to know?"
Yeah.
She was so quiet though. She wouldn't say hardly anything. We had to like, but Pat started with the most
mean like
awkward
last
shit
week?
ever. He's like, when he comes, he's like, you squeeze on a toothpaste tube and toothpaste just shoots out. We all just looked at Pat like, are you fucking 12 years
Does
old,
he
my
shit
dude?
his ass?
God damn it.
Yeah, she's talking about double-handed hand jobs and everything. What else is in there? Is there anything else?
I mean, that was the main thing. Those were the big two takeaways. Was basically Luke has a large because most of the questions were just like shit about like they weren't anything too serious. Like it was like, you know, does Luke want you to do Gundam cosplay and shit like that? You know, there wasn't too much like really super heavy shit, but the ones that were, she was very forthright on and came right out and told us what was
I
happening.
mean, he makes me dress up like the Pink Ranger.
I would fuck the dog shit out of Kimberly. So
I didn't have to ask. I know.
That episode must have been great confirmation for Luke's big dick for the two ladies that listen to the podcast, the two cave dwelling fucking troglodytes.
Cave dwelling
The
troglodytes.
two women that listen to the show every week. They're like, oh, he does have a big penis on him, because you had talked about it, but dudes talk about their dick being big day and night all the time. That's
I
standard.
never really talked about it all the time. It was you who talked about it.
You wake up, you write the chat. Oh,
Hey.
boys, it feels good having a big dick today.
To Cody, that's the same thing. Him saying that you think it is the same as you saying it out loud.
Yep.
But having confirmation from the girlfriend's a different thing. It was like, all right, she's not just hyping it up.
But
Like,
but
this
I
is-
mean, it's not big all the time. That episode showed that I'm
my
a
dick
grower.
got smaller after that.
No, I'm a
episode.
grower. I'm a grower.
She took some dick with her when she left.
I'm just saying this conversation is why no girl I ever date would be on the podcast.
And it's like the Incredible Hulk. You know what I mean?
It's green.
He said yes. Yeah,
That- you
actually,
should have that
I
checked
should
out.
have it checked. Yeah.
Oh, I should mention. Oh no, we'll wait till the Nick Lavin episode. Keep going.
Maybe the coolest thing Pat has ever done on the show, or at least the top 5. Pat's dad Pat went through his dad's house, found a bookshelf with backwards magazines. The spine was not showing. Figured out it was Playboys. He then took an X-Acto knife, started cutting out the nudie pictures from the Playboys and selling them at school in junior high.
What is he, a bloodhound for his dad's jizz? Like, he just smell his dad's jizz, and then he... I can smell my dad's cum. Oh, what is this? Why is all these magazines with no spine smell like my dad's cum? And he just
See, he was just young enough not to know, but he like his brain was like, I know this is important. I can sell this. Like he's like, this is gold. There's gold in these here books.
No, literally, it's like a brownish gold.
Yeah,
scraping it off with a razor blade.
definitely a solid off-white. I mean,
That's how you tell vintage.
he's like, are the pages yellow? Not on the edges.
Yeah, didn't he say that he cut the titties out and just would sell the titties at school? Like, it would just be like...
I don't know if he was selling full ladies or just. It'd be just weird if you got like disembodied titties.
No, that's hilarious. That's like, hey, 1 for 5 or 1 for 6.
He's got a
2 for
trench
10.
coat, and he just whips it open. It's just like a bunch
He's
of pinned little
He's
titties.
like,
on
1
it.
titty for $6, 2 for 10. Like,
It's like an activity. You piece it together.
he's like, you're like, yeah, let me get one of those right there, and he just pulls the knife out. Like, only one.
You end up making like a weird Frankenstein woman out of all these different parts,
Like-
and it's like, what? I guess I'm beating off to this.
There's
I'm
not
12.
even women. It's just like you just keep buying tits, and it's
Yeah,
just like
for real.
there's like 83 tits, and you're like, oh my god, so hot.
looking like a creature from fucking Resident Evil.
That that reminds me when Colton Rackley brought in a fucking printed out hentai picture of fucking Tsunade from Naruto, and she just has her little fan between her pussy and her tits are out. And I couldn't figure out why all the boys were bringing it, because I hadn't started jacking off yet, but all the boys started bringing it into the, no, it's my turn with the picture. I didn't realize that they were taking turns beating off in the 6th grade stall right there while everybody waited in
You were
line.
beating dick in 6th
Not
grade.
me. Not me. I was loving the picture.
I don't. Is that too early? Do I sound like a psychopath?
He was still throwing roses, remember?
Oh yeah.
Which I got like 4 comments on the Blink 182 thing.
I don't know that song. I had when you even wrote it in the chat. I was too drunk in the episode
It
to
was good.
understand.
It was a good one.
Yeah, we're
I had to
talking
ask
about
Luke.
that later.
He called me when he was like after he had finished going back to edit, and he was like, I don't get it. Like people are messaging me like, is he talking shit? Like I don't understand. Like explain it to me.
Yeah, because I was like, is this something I have to cut out?
It's like it's a
No,
Blink
it's-
182 song. He just he warped it around. It's funny.
I was
Yeah,
like, as
like-
long as he's clowning me, it's fine. I just is it something I should know? that
Yeah,
I
like
said?
4 different people like actually commented like that, and I was like, oh, like I liked it in the moment, but I didn't know it was. I like the ones like that catch something like
Yeah,
There were some sniper shot jokes in that episode for sure.
yeah, like for sure
we'll talk about it. We're gonna get to it.
All
That's come on. Let's not burn the last episode before we get through the 5th episode.
All right.
All right.
Oh, this
The
episode.
description.
This was 158.
That's
No, 157.
157 libidos and Luke's girlfriend.
Yep.
talking to the mic.
Another. Oh, this one's terrible. Another episode will hold you guys over until our triumphant return next week.
Yeah. So you guys at this point like stacked episodes or something?
Well, it's because I think in this description it's stated, or I have it stated, but this is when Cody may have been gone.
Yes, and so episode 158 with Nick Glavin is Cody quit the show, but now he's back after 3 weeks. So you took a sabbatical. You're like, fuck this job, and you came back. Yeah. And then it was an in-depth tattoo talk episode where you boys just went down a rabbit hole of talking about getting inked and people getting tattoos and all sorts of shit involving.
Big shout out Nick Glavin. Go get a tattoo from him and shit like that. If I wasn't broke, I would. What's his shop?
Hybrid
Image.
I've gotten tattooed there fucking a million times, and
not
a million, but yeah,
almost all of mine.
I titled you in the episode "The Prodigal Degenerate."
That's a good fucking episode.
The Prodigal Degenerate returns.
That's good. That's a solid moniker.
Yeah,
I like that. I like that a lot.
Erica make that his Discord name.
Please, yeah. Cinnamon Strankle and the Prodigal Degenerate. Yeah, I love that. Keep going.
Episode 159, Mark Borison. So Mark comes on the show. He drops hints about the Jungle Gyms podcast that he's doing now, but he doesn't reveal it all the way. Pat teaches us how to scam hotels for free rooms by cyberbullying them on Twitter, because when his band was on the road, they would just make up that they had shitty service at a hotel, and then they would get comped.
They bitch about it on Twitter, right?
Yeah. And then after
great scam.
Yeah, great scam. If you need a free hotel, just bitch about it on Twitter. They don't care.
And they had a bunch of followers. They would like follow everybody, and they'd follow them back, and Pat would unfollow them.
Yeah,
it's like a weird fetal Karen situation
with his Instagram. But when you have a Twitter account that's got 10,000 fucking followers, and somebody's like, "Hotel service was bad," you're getting comp, baby. If you got a couple thousand, couple K in the followers, go and scam hotels and shit like that. Why not use that power for evil? Get a couple free shampoos.
Another reoccurring bit on this show: how incredibly straight Luke is. Luke is so straight he won't use a bidet.
Did I really say I won't?
Yeah, you refuse to use a bidet.
This is a man that's kissed me on the lips on the show, so I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Somebody said kiss, and then we did. I don't know.
Someone said kiss, and we were like, all right.
Yeah, well, now it's happening.
Now kiss.
As much as I drop F-bombs, if I can't kiss a man on the podcast, then my F-bomb card's been revoked. I can't say it anymore.
Nah, it's newly reinstated. You got a couple years before it's revoked, but... Okay, so... the description for 158 was our returning episode with the biggest bastard himself, Cody. We also have the sensational and amazing Nick Glavin to join us yet again. Oh, and Sandra Bullock is kind of lit.
That's not a bad description. Also, real quick on Mark Borison, the Jungle Gyms podcast sounds like we're plugging the grocery store. The Jungle Gym actually built him a whole studio.
It's fucking awesome.
It's insane.
He's had Tony Woods on the fucking podcast, and it was a good episode. He had Jungle himself on. Jungle Gyms dresses up in a million different costumes and walks around Jungle Gyms acting fucking ridiculous. Like he was like, my favorite ones, I dress like a punk rocker and I shape my hair. This dude's like fucking 68 years old.
And crazy.
He's like, and he's crazy, and he's on the show every once in a while, and he just like, he's like me on this show, but like if I had good stories all the time, where he's just barreling through everybody else talking, but then he realizes, he goes 10 minutes deep, and then he's like, all right, well, I'm done. I'll see you guys, and he gets the fuck out of there. But it was like, that's a good ass podcast. Go and listen to the Jungle Gyms podcast. I can't imagine plugging the Kroger fucking. Go listen to the IGA podcast, but Jungle Gyms podcast, solid fucking.
I don't know
show,
though.
man.
I for sure would listen to the Dollar General podcast.
That would be a really interesting podcast.
I used to be a manager at Dollar General, so I could fucking. We should do this podcast.
Your face already told us that.
I know a couple people that used to work there, dude. We should fucking for real. We should. We'll get copyrighted
Episode
so quickly.
159. This week we have an incredibly handsome and talented Mark. The incredibly handsome and talented Mark Borison. Rejoin us for another amazing episode. Mark is a content creator in just about every single field you can imagine. How the hell does he have the energy for all this? Let's talk hustle, dork stuff, and more.
So next up is episode 160. So this is a big episode for the Bastard Sermon. It is not. It's the Juggalettes show with Fetty and Lucia Smith. So this was like a thing that was in the works forever. Was you were trying to set the show up to get both of them on here, and then the second part that makes this big. This is Pat's final show as a regular host.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
There's no description for it either.
I forgot any of this happened. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah. So this goes down.
Oh, really? We told them that we were going to have them back because they told us that they didn't even cover, like, scratch half the lore in the Juggalo world.
Yeah, they go deep into it. There's all sorts of Juggalo talk. Pat tells this crazy ass story about playing tag in a field with packs of feral dogs, and then Pat gets pissed because Cody immediately starts poking holes in the story while Luke laughs. Like this.
What is the? I don't understand. What I read the notes when you sent it, but what did I do?
It was so you were just like. Feral dogs. You're just someplace where there's just random packs of wild dogs. There's biting children, and no one knows about it. And Pat's like, well, they were out. You're like, yeah, Pat. Okay, that's what's happening.
That's why you quit.
Running people down and biting them.
It was two Shih Tzus that one of them broke off the chain. It was a pack of dogs that bit me. Yeah, for sure. I can see myself shitting on Pat like that. Pat was having such a hard time on the show, like being funny. He was in the worst headspace ever, and I'm over here just poking holes in his. He's just trying to beef up a story that's not very good, and he's just trying to do whatever he can to fucking
Cody with that roller coaster that's just now like off the rails, just digging in the asphalt energy.
I'm such a cocksucker, dude.
You bridge burning cunt, you.
You puddle of shit. I love it. That was a great one. You got a description for this one, Luke?
I said that we.
Of course
I
he
didn't
doesn't.
have one.
Of course he
So
doesn't.
you hear him? He was fucking interrupting me before I even said it. He knew I said there wasn't one already.
Yeah, he heard you. He was just.
Oh, I'm such a cunt.
What's 61?
Actually, no. How many episodes deep are we now? 10. That's the first one that doesn't have a description. That's actually better than.
There's going to be a period of depression.
So is this when you get back with the other girlfriend? You're just like, I don't
No,
care.
it's where I started this year-long prank that didn't go well because Cody got sober and started noticing things. But we'll keep going.
I remember this.
Hold on, that is a great summation right there.
It was a setup for this episode too, and I blew it.
It's meant to be a year-long prank, but Cody finally got sober enough to notice what was happening with his own podcast.
It's like he walked out of a fog. He's like, did you guys know shit was going on? It's like, yeah, we did.
It's like he just learned about light switches. He's like, oh, so just this right here and all of it?
Yeah, it just comes on. No shit.
If I don't just walk in every day and smack that down, it stays bright? Fucking crazy.
Fuck. So episode 161 is the first episode without Pat. So this turns into this was the first bastard sermon since the beginning of the pandemic. So this was me, Cody, Luke in my basement. Luke's not happy about Pat quitting the show. Luke is very unhappy. So, and I asked you at the time, like this is like the first like organized thing you've been in, like a team or like a band or anything. You're working with other people, so you were heated.
Yeah, I was pretty mad.
That sounds like one of those caring questions you would ask. So I'd be like, why are we doing this? Like he'd be like, is this the first time you're like with a team where you had to rely on other people? I'd be like, I don't know, maybe. What the fuck are we talking about? Like
I remember also loving this episode. Like I had a lot of fun, but I was also so worried about what Luke had said on the episode. I was like, this is forever burned my friendship with Patrick.
I was on one that episode. I know that because I was still working at the movie theater and I was fucking done with everyone's shit. And I was at my fucking last straw with this bitch Christiana at work. And and then Pat left, and I'm like, I put all my nanners in this basket, and this cocksucker fucking leaves with no explanation. And then this cunt over here, like I was just fucking mad at everybody and everything.
It brought good energy to the show. I remember the Mansfield's basement episode being a lot of fun. Like it was. I don't know, like
he just left Tank's basement and punched something in the front yard. Like, fuck you, Dad. I mean, what? I don't even know what I'm saying now.
Stomped on their Black Lives Matter signs. God damn it!
It almost,
Dad. I mean, what? Pat. I mean, lady at work. Whatever.
Maybe it just ruled more in my head because we've been doing so many Zooms and so many in my basement where I was just getting. It's like, why did I fucking come back? Like, what is the point if we're just going to do this in my basement for forever? And it was like, oh, nice change of pace. Oh, and Luke's yelling about Patrick, which I know
there was a lot of yelling.
Yeah, it's going to burn the bridge, but also the anger is funny. If you can fucking dial the anger in, it can be hilarious, and Luke made it, like, really funny, so... I remember having a good ass time with that episode.
See, I could see that. I could see like coming out like doing episodes in your basement because like I'm a host of the show now. Yeah. And if Cody was like, "Hey, we have to do the next episode from my basement," I'd be like,
"You guys do."
Just let me know when you're like let's say that what happened to me happened to Cody. Like he broke his hip or whatever, and he's like, "Hey, I'm gonna be out for like next couple months. We have to do everything from my basement." I'd be like, "Cool. You let me know when you're like walker ready." And like we can do it downstairs or something.
It was still new and it was funny for the show, but it was also frustrating to try to talk about off mic because it was like, man, this and he's like, I don't want to hear it. I don't care. I'm his friend. We're still talking. I'm like, that's even more infuriating because he's talking to you and he's not. And
YouTube listeners, I want to apologize.
we went into
the
it.
video just started. I just clicked start on the video. There's going to be audio for 34 minutes and no video. Fucking goddamn retard that I am. Oh my fucking God. I got so excited talking to Jonas that we didn't even turn the... And I've been running the cameras this whole time. God damn it.
I can see it from over here. I
damn
can
it.
see you switch back and forth between us, and then like I just looked at you and you just like threw your hands up in the air in defeat. I'm like, what's going on over there?
Oh.
I knew it was something as soon as like the look on his face. He hit like sad potato, like, and I was like, oh shit, what is it?
Moving on. Yeah. God fucking cocksucking damn it.
So you'll have to actually listen to the first 34 minutes, and then you can watch the rest on the YouTube video. That's so perfect. That's so perfect for a wrap up. God damn it.
That makes me so upset that I did that.
Cody, you make gold unintentionally.
Yeah, I got it. We are finally back. A new age of the Bastard Servant has begun. And who else to begin with then? Tank! Cody seems to be fine with Pat's passing, but Luke seems to be pretty mad that the bastard died. But moving on, we are back to bringing you some good old dark humor to your ears every week once again.
So, that brings us to episode 162, the Fire Crotch and Diabetes Show. So we've officially entered TBS 2.1, I guess, at this point, maybe, because...
The prelude.
Yeah, so TBS went... TBS 2, or TBS 2 would be just you and Pat, and then Cody comes back, and now Pat's left, so now we're up to this version of the show. Yep, it's Cody and Luke in Grandpa's basement. Cody has quit doing coke again, and Cody loves pool and is amazed that he doesn't have a DUI.
Yeah, still am.
You fucking unintentional alchemist. You just create gold on accident. You just don't, just you being you just drop gold bricks and walk away.
Fuck.
If you stop to pick one up and work with it, you could get so much done.
Oh, that's why I got hemorrhoids. Golden goose eggs, baby.
Fucking unintentional alchemist is.
That's a great one. Yeah. Please, someone make a meme. Can we get a fucking
God damn
Skyrim
it.
meme for that?
Well, let's hold on. Someone like layer that with that video, like of the audio of him talking about like breaking down catalytic converters and fucking. Do you need these chemicals to when he actually tried to do alchemy for a minute?
I like that you think science is alchemy. Luke's still in the 16th century.
What?
Huh?
What about me?
He was talking about... Oh, did I say Luke? I
Yeah.
meant Lloyd. I meant fucking Lloyd. Okay.
Yeah, I'm the one who doesn't get science.
2 L names. Oh, god damn it. I'm an idiot.
Oh, God. Finally, we'll see what a show with just Luke and Cody is finally like. Grandpa's Basement Edition. Luke and Cody talk shit, food, and dork stuff while finding the new dynamic.
All right.
Episode 163, ex-girlfriend Chrissy debuts on the show. So I just want to say, I always liked Chrissy. I had never met her, but I always enjoyed her on the show.
It was cool because I think the first episode she was on, or at least the Patreon recording, she was like, hey, I can do queefs on command.
Yeah, that was
this
a
the Chrissy
big
I
winner.
know?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I wasn't here. My bad. You guys all just looked at me like I'm an idiot. Like, yeah, of course.
Well,
I'm
you
like,
are, but moving. So
This
I'm
relationship
kidding,
ended so badly, I have nothing to say.
Next.
She called her cop father on me. So
Yeah, I was just double checking. Like, oh, is this the one I know? Because all right,
Yeah.
never mind. Fuck me then, right?
All right, so Cody opens the show.
Sorry for trying to delete your Gmail account, but I was kind of upset that you fucked other people. Going forward, don't leave your Gmail on my computer, you
should.
bitch. Anyways, keep going.
Plink, plink.
Cody opens the show with the story about doing coke with his dead uncle at 19. Cody tries to...
He was alive then, by the way.
He was
Just-
alive, yes.
I didn't summon him from the grave to cop me cocaine.
No, I in my head I just pictured you at like the funeral home, like real quick, because they're like trying to slide a suit on him.
I'm
and you're
licking his nostrils to get whatever's left out of it.
Also, a weird reoccurring thing on the show, the way Cody says cocaine.
Cocaine?
Yeah, cocaine. Where
I do it because it
cocaine.
sounds... I've heard somebody else say it like that, and I like how that sounds, so I say it like that on purpose.
I'd like to try me some
I'd
of
say
that
cocaine.
Cocaine.
But you could say cocaine, but cocaine sounds better in my head. I like how it feels in my mouth, and it sounds like a funnier drug that way.
Who wants to jump on that one?
No one. No one
it
does.
wrote
You just
itself.
did,
Yeah.
I think.
It wrote itself.
Unintentional alchemy, baby.
So I don't know if this ever came to pass on the show. Cody tries to convince Luke to do acid for the show.
No, I never did.
Never did.
Why not?
I would first of all, I'd have to find a way home, or I would have to crash here at Lloyd's for the night, and I would have to
Oh
schedule
wait, this
a
is
Wednesday
before we
off.
did anything here.
Correct.
But doing it now, yeah, I guess you could stay here.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, since that's a plausible thing, we can make that happen.
Can we
in
do
the
an
future.
acid episode? I still want to make that happen. That would be so cool.
I've
if
got
we
3 hits left.
Dude, fucking trip balls on the episode.
Well, you guys both do 1.5, and I'll sit here and
I think I'm ready to
I'll
do it
shrooms
again.
but I won't do acid.
I think I'm ready to do it again. Before I was ready to do it at any moment, but after my last trip, there was like just thinking about it. It put a bad taste in my heart and in my stomach and in my head. So I was like, it's not time yet.
Ginger's taste was.
But
so
now
many
when I
new
think
parts.
about it, it feels right.
Dude, can we do
Ginger's
it?
taste
feels
was
right.
so many different parts.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was option.
Yeah, how's that?
Now you
work?
have to feel with all 3 if you're about to take an insane psychedelic like acid.
Oh, do you? My teenage self would tend to argue with that statement.
I understand that. You and all my other friends were like, no, we were doing acid when we were 12. I was like,
Oh no, I was doing eyedroppers of mescaline before school.
you're a fucking savage.
Me and Sean put acid up our assholes at 17, so yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know.
you were just late to the party. You were as late to that party as he was to jerking off.
I was 12. What do you mean?
We got a fucking.
I think I found it at a great age, to
I
be
was
honest.
13 when I beat Dick. I was 12 in the story I just told. Is it that crazy?
I said we got a false start and a delay a game in the same fucking conversation.
Football jokes. I get
That
them.
was for you.
I understand
Thank you. I
'em.
appreciate it. Hey, fuck you. We like the Bengals. Check it out. Wherever you get your
Yeah.
podcast.
Bengals just won the first playoff
They did?
game in
Good job,
fucking
buddy. How's
Fuck
that
yeah.
feel?
31 years.
What's that feel
I
like?
was 7 last time. I don't think any of you were any of you
I wasn't
alive.
even born, baby.
81.
You were
No,
born in 81,
Not
you said?
81.
No, yeah, born in 1981.
91.
They went to the Super Bowl in, what, 82 and
Yeah,
88?
82. And then they
They
got their
went
last.
twice.
Then they
Well,
got
Last
their
playoff win was 91.
Yeah.
They went to the Super
I was
Bowl
alive.
twice.
I wasn't
but
born
both
yet.
times they lost to the 49ers. How crazy would it be if the 49ers were the ones that, if they make it to the Super Bowl, if they both make it? Wouldn't that be fucking wild?
Right.
And then
but
lose it again?
I would love that scenario because that's one of the most beatable teams.
Yeah, Jimmy G is not good at quarterback.
No, he's a good quarterback. But
Compared to what else is out there in the playoffs right now?
well,
We have
I'm saying he's a good quarterback for what he does.
Boys, we have a lot to get through.
Right.
We have so much to get through. I know. I was.
Oh fuck! Gundam fucking Power Ranger.
You guys want to talk about The Witcher again?
Yeah, let's talk about Witcher for another 6.5 hours.
Yu-Gi-Oh cards? What the fuck is that about? Sometimes I feel bad for you on the show.
Dude, they've made me literally like I'm gonna cut myself just so I feel a thing.
Yeah.
like that far removed from the conversation
Don't
they're
get me
having.
fucking started on Kamen Rider.
Wouldn't it be
I'll
fucking
fucking
crazy if
make
you
you
could?
put the gun in your mouth.
I got some dudes that are fucking the Kamen Rider. I got to get you guys talking.
Dude, I'm in.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be crazy if like allergies were contagious?
Wouldn't it?
I'm not co-signing your bit, Luke. I'm
on,
not.
man.
You're
I'm not
alone on that.
co-signing your
There's
bit.
something there.
There's something there, but
Thank
I'm not.
you.
I'm
That's
not
all I needed to know.
I'm saying I'm not co-signing it at this like larval stage. There's something there that doesn't
There's
mean
something there.
that
with,
doesn't mean you'll find it.
I will if I look hard enough. It'll be one of those jokes. I'll be like 10 years into my comedy career, and I'm like, I've been sitting on this, and finally got something. Finally worked it out.
You'll throw it out at Go Bananas. Everybody, like, yeah, that would be
Yeah, that
weird.
would be wild.
That would be wild. Yep.
It's going to be the name of Luke's special.
I've got a recent Go Banana story. I'll wait for the Blake Hammond next time.
Okay, we'll get it in. What was the Reddit for that?
163.
Yep.
Cody brings his new lady onto the show, and she steals the spotlight with her incredibly insane talent.
Pussy farts.
You'll have to tune in to find out what exactly that is, and then Patreon. The dynamic has been formed. Let the chuckles begin.
Episode 164, Luke did drugs and Cody left the basement. So this episode is all about Luke doing acid and playing a bunch of indie games on Xbox. And
Yeah.
Cody and Chrissy go on vacation to Adams County and see a bunch of Trump signs.
Vacation in Adams County.
It was actually a cool vacation. Went to
That's the
Serpent
most
Mound.
chlorine shit I've ever heard in my life.
Well, we got a cabin. It was secluded. It was a nice little cabin. It was fucking awesome. I don't go on vacation. I don't travel. I don't give a fuck about going places.
We get it. You're like a shitty Charlie Day.
Does Charlie Day not travel?
Yeah.
I don't. Okay. All right.
He's like, why would I leave Philadelphia? It's got everything I need.
Yeah.
It's got a bar. It's got.
Oh yeah, I'm for sure shitty Charlie Day.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah, you're a little bit more literate, but yeah, it's for the most part. There's
And I've got 3 critters as friends.
it's a big Venn diagram.
I can see Cody eating cat food before he goes to bed. But anyway,
I can see Cody filling out a dating profile like, what are your interests? Ghouls? Look, that's a totally possible thing that could happen. Except for it's never milk steak with jelly beans. It's bacon jam reduction with a garlic aioli. Like, dude, it's 7 a.m. What the fuck are you talking about?
Can I have a shot of rum? Thank you.
Next one, please. Sorry.
Do you got the description for 164?
yes. What kind of lengthy description do you want? Read the title. You should know how this episode description game works with us by now.
How much did he have to listen to Liz power cry into his back the night?
I was about to say that sounds like some girlfriend angst bubbling over for sure.
Power crying.
Just huffing and puffing right in your back while you're sitting there like,
They're kind of crying where you're sitting across the room and it's like an oscillating fan hitting you on her. You're just getting
There's no more bullseye. You blew it away.
You're just getting a warm breath on every on every downbeat. Just oh god damn it!
She cries like I laugh.
Too loud and weird.
Yeah.
What are you left her?
So, episode 165, having a murderer as a friend. Cody casually drops that he stabbed some people and thus no longer carries a knife. So that was a good reveal. And then we got into Cody talks about his childhood friend that killed his sisters.
Yeah, Matthew Hayden.
Holy shit, dude! That story is wild.
Actually,
I wonder if he was friends with Joe.
Whenever I passed his house, he lived on Banning up the street from me or whatever. Whenever I passed his house, drunkenly walking to the bar because I'm like, there's that shithole redneck bar up the street that I go to every once in a while to shoot pool. I'll drag people across and I'll be like, hey, fun fact, my former friend shot his 2 sisters to death and put 10 bullets in another kid right there. They were like right fucking right there.
5 minutes later, he's like, well, I guess I got to open Tinder again.
It's never not worked in my favor.
Yeah, show him a murder scene. It gets him fucking wet every time.
Hey, that true crime shit probably it might work.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
there's a bunch of fucking psychos out there. These
Little
days.
murder porn, baby. What's
Yeah,
up?
don't you fucking love nothing else more than some fucking dumb motherfuckers like trying to give you some fun fact about Jeffrey Dahmer like you haven't heard it a million times before?
Oh, this reminds me of pussy advice that I got from Mansfield once. Where we were in his
Hold
car.
on.
He drove me back from. He gave me a painting. I guess I was in another. I'm always in bad spots where I'm about to kill myself. I guess we went to Northside Yacht Club for the first time. He gives me a nice ass painting. It was a fucking. Hopefully, I didn't cry. I probably cried at some point.
Is that
we
the
come
pussy
back
part, or-
and we were talking about Jake Gyllenhaal, and he was like, "Dude, you got to just turn a Jake Gyllenhaal movie on because it's like the pussy faucet turns on when you turn on
Donnie
the-
Darko. You put
Yeah,
Donnie
yeah,
Darko
yeah.
on. Boom.
I feel that.
Cool, y'all. One of Lily's favorite movies. Yep. Needed to hear that.
It's a
Thanks.
good movie. Fuck you. It's an alright movie.
It is a good movie.
Yeah. All right. But plowing forward, I don't know why that made me think of it, but the tender thing.
No
is like,
description.
well, no
We're-
one's.
we
Here's
got-
my shock face.
I hate you.
Luke
we
was
have
trying
a couple coming, but we're entering the dark age. This was where the year-long prank started.
Luke was trying to type one out, but he's like yelling at his girlfriend the whole time and dropped his phone.
Yeah, after
He's
the
like,
power
God damn
screaming.
it, stop crying. Okay? God damn it. Fuck. I don't hit women,
If I
but
was ever that forward, it probably would have ended as sooner
you
sooner
mean when
than
it
it
should've?
should have. Yeah. But yeah.
Moving on. Episode 166, Luke's episode. Dude, one of the highlight episodes of the year.
It was a
by
great
far, like top
he
3
literally
episodes.
just gave you a coach pat on the back.
Yeah, it was phenomenal.
it was a
Tank
great
has-
episode.
Tank
Go
has,
play, kid.
Tank has like real little league coach energy right now. He like reached
Getting
over,
out
like
there, slugger.
gave you like the little snug shake and then a couple pat. Like that was straight up like little
It was-
league coach energy, real hard.
I mean, I still hear some things like nice things about that episode.
It's a great fucking episode. Can you talk about
oh my
what he
God.
talked about?
So you don't know where it's gonna go. Like it's like the first time you see your friend do an open mic on stage with like a guitar or something. You're like, well, hopefully he doesn't eat shit. Like this, I'm gonna clap.
Actually, that's a great way to put it, because that's exactly how we felt when Luke did do open mic for the first time in front of all of us and crushed it. It was the same exact experience.
Yeah.
We put Luke under pressure. This dude fucking delivers. I'll tell you that.
The man's a diamond.
Every time. He's a killer.
Yeah.
Keep going. Sorry.
So he fucking opens up with like, after
Boner
kind of
check.
Damn boy. So after Luke does like this opening of like, hey, welcome to the podcast, just me, and maybe you'll like it or not. Hey, where do you come? And then it's just like this whole like 10-minute bit about fucking where do you come and how do you come, and then him coming on a mattress, and then his whole family finding the cum
he
mattress.
has to
Starting
do
with
that
my
on stage,
dad.
right? Tell him right now he's got to do that on stage.
It's a great joke.
That's
Just telling the story is the joke.
yes.
Or
Yeah.
just do it by size, because I've noticed over time, tall friends all know how high their sink is in their bathroom.
We're gonna get to that in a little bit.
Right.
No, for real though. Like, you can just bring it over here to Lloyd's and let Lloyd spitball with you. You'll figure out that fucking idea.
Let's say short friends have stalactites under a desk somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
And that's one of the jokes that you're gonna use.
Yeah.
You already have a joke. There you
you
go. There you go. He did a Willy Wonka
Except
story.
mine was like a bed of nails. So,
If I'm not mistaken,
come visit my family, will you?
he also
Hey, Dad, I hope you get an argument with Mom. I have to sleep on this.
he did Willy Wonka talk, and I've heard the tired ass Grandpa Joe. Like, everybody's riffed on this before, but Luke did it in like his own original way. That like made it funny, and like it was like the first time that I'm hearing somebody riff on this. And it was like, because anybody can have a take on something it's not hack to talk about something somebody else has talked about, as long as you make it original. And he made it original. He made it fun to listen to.
He killed it.
And you kept it tight. 45 minutes, right? It was like 40 minutes, 45 minutes. You even opened it with, I don't even know how this is going to go. I'm going to sit here and talk into a microphone.
Yeah, 45.
You nailed it. Bill Burr style. It was fucking awesome, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, great episode.
Thank you. Yeah, he messaged, or when I went to go do my last episode with him, he was telling me he was talking to someone and how she had said I should turn that into a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a killer bit, man.
Thank you.
So, all right. Yeah, do we have a description for that one, or are we in the dark period of no description?
We all knew it would happen eventually.
This is the longest description, I bet.
It's really
I
not.
guarantee.
No, there's no way that
He, word for word, like, he listened back and he typed he did the whole fucking monologue. that
he wouldn't
did.
let you have the satisfaction of him like self-jerking it like that. There's no way he would let that go.
We all knew it would happen eventually. Luke is doing a solo episode. Cody had to go MIA this week, so Luke scrambled to put something together for you fools. You know the drill. Tune in.
So then we have episode 167. This is the Super Satan show from Krusty's Basement with Jason, Krusty, and Robbie. This was actually a really fun episode. TBS
love this
goes on the
episode.
road. You get a gross story about a dude that grabbed a tire filled with piss and shit from the backyard and wore it into a downstairs mosh pit in a basement show. And then
And we were in the basement of the show that had happened in. Like, that's where they put it on.
It looked like the show happened last night.
Yeah. There's piss and shit on the floor.
Like
There's
the
flies everywhere.
corners of the basement were like just mountains of crushed beer cans.
Yeah, dude, for real. It was
They're like, I'm thirsty. They're like reaching into it, like just grabbing it.
I remember
It
Luke.
smells like bread all over the place.
I remember Luke not knowing if.
Oddly enough, just like my ex-girlfriend.
I remember him not being super sure of doing this. He's like, I don't know about doing these field trips every. Or no, it was when we did the Lloyd episode. Was when you said that. We'll get to that in a couple episodes. But for this one, it was like, we're gonna go here, and you had this eye roll energy of like, is this gonna be worth it for the podcast? I'm like, trust me, this will be fun. And I had no idea that
because there was no foreseeable future at this point of a replacement host. We hadn't done you yet. And Cody was sick of doing it in Grandpa's basement, so we didn't have a permanent spot. So as far as I'm concerned, it was like, what? So I'm just driving to wherever the guest lives that we got to record. Like, it's now a mobile show. This is gonna get old as fuck fast.
Y'all
that
want
one
Steve-O
ended up
on
being
it?
that one did end up being fun though, because I didn't know
Plus,
Krusty was
it's like
gonna come
right
on.
around the corner from here too.
It's down the street from here. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's right up the street. He always does like live shows over there. Go and give Super Satan Show a follow.
Yeah, for sure. Jason's
Yeah.
great.
Jason Staley's some
fucking
fucking
Yeah,
man.
he's
Fantastic.
fucking good dude. Yeah.
He's got sick leather boots.
Yeah, he does have sick leather boots.
They're red leather boots.
Yeah, where else are you gonna get
Ox
those
blood,
shits at?
not red.
Ox blood.
I remember you'll like this. The one time that we had Jason Staley on the podcast when I was talking about I just had my son or whatever, talking about having kids, and he was just like, "Yeah, you ever take the receipt back on that one yet? You ever realize you made a mistake?" It's like,
Good
God
Lord.
fucking damn,
It's
Jason.
pronounced Lloyd.
You son of a bitch.
Other big talk on this episode, coming on chairs. So you had a cum chair, Jason had a cum chair, and there's just like a whole like 20-minute bit about places where people came and shit that
Yeah,
were
I
weird.
inspire people.
And
It was right after his. It was right after Luke's
My
solo
Dolo episode.
So we had to bring it. I knew that had to be the question that was asked because it was too good. Like what Luke was riffing on. I was like, this is for sure something dudes are gonna like have something to riff on. Like dudes are gross. Dudes come on things. Dudes don't clean up after themselves a lot of the times. This gets gross and dudes have stories. Like let's fucking go. So yeah. That might have been a reoccurring theme for a couple podcasts.
I'm also
going
going to point out now that Tank really seems like the episodes when you guys talk about cum.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, it's a reoccurring theme. It's something that we can
Is
all
this something we
relate
should
to.
dive into on the next episode?
A lot of cum talk on the next episode. Yeah, make a Scrooge McDuck money event of cum, and then just bounce into it.
Episode
Why does he have the
two,
energy?
cum talk.
Why does he have the energy of a guy that just got caught cheating on his wife? And it's like, well, see, no, what was happening? I was doing yoga, and
See, I was going to say Anthony Weiner energy. Like, hold on, don't call me out for the shit that I clearly
guys.
just did.
God damn it.
I came here as a favor. Why are you guys doing this to me?
He's like, yeah, I mean, stop making fun of me, but for sure on the next episode, talk about cum.
Yeah, I mean, stick to what you guys are good at.
Yeah.
Play the hits.
He's like, can we make stalagmites?
Oh shit. Luke, do you have a?
There's no description,
description
for
on
this
this one?
episode or the next.
All right, episode 168. It's Cody and Luke. It's rambling nerd talk. It's just two guys sitting in the basement talking nerd shit.
Yeah.
What nerd shit did we talk?
I don't remember. 'cause
Yeah,
it
fuck
was-
that episode. What was the description? We don't need
Not
this.
one. There
It
wasn't
doesn't
one.
matter. There wasn't one.
Oh,
But
no,
next,
no. Yeah. The last episode and this one don't have one.
Great. Next episode.
Moving on. Maybe first off, shout out Tiff. Shout out Steve. Dude,
Love those guys. Tiff, Coleman, Steve Worth. Give them follows. I don't know if
Tiff
they
Coleman
want
just
them.
got engaged.
Yeah,
did.
congratulations, Tiff. I love you, man. I got to get him back on a podcast soon. He's the man.
Tiff wasn't engaged when he went to the horror party, which might be like top 5 funniest stories ever told on the show before.
Can
Like,
you set the story up?
so it's something I've never heard of this. Have you guys? Did you guys
Never.
hear about this? No.
Not until
Yeah.
he told me.
Yeah.
Apparently, you've heard of this?
Yeah.
Oh, all right, sweet.
And you
Son
have
of a
to. You
bitch.
said yes.
Well,
No, I said no.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
So
You don't want to know why, but yeah, I have.
now I kind of do, but okay.
Family.
All right. Fair
Oh,
enough.
it's mom. Yeah, dude.
And my brother.
Oh, Jesus.
Shout out, Mark.
What up, Vita?
So
They're listening.
I know. That's why I'm giving them shout outs. I give them props. You
So-
gross fucks. Why you ruin your autistic son's childhood like this, Vita? Anyways, keep going.
so
I'm kidding. You didn't.
Says the guy who reached out to my mom on his own.
Yeah, I didn't send her a dick pic. It was on a public
Next.
comment section. Keep going.
So apparently they go to this party, and basically Tiff has no clue what he's getting into, and he rolls up, and then Tiff's and the guy's like, "You excited?" And Tiff does an amazing like dorky white dude voice, and Tiff's like, "Yeah, man, I just don't know like what's gonna happen." He's like, "I'll tell you right now, you're gonna get cold beer and hot pussy, and you're gonna enjoy it." And Tiff's like, "All right, man, cool."
Is that Budwin? Is that Budwin voice?
No, but we do get Budwin talk during the episode. So apparently they go to this thing. Whoever brought them like has been here before. He's like catcalling strippers that go by, and they're loving it. They're like flicking their tongue at him. They got kicked out of a country club because quote bitches were putting the putters in their pussies.
That's a great quote.
They're drinking pitchers of beer the entire time. This ends with Tiff yelling anti-Semitic things at Budwin, and then Budwin's trying to get Tiff to fight him, so he calls Tiff the N-word. They end up getting in a fight like at the venue, and their Uber refuses to pick them up. And then this becomes like every year they go to the horror party, they end up getting in a fight, and the story ends with they come home, and Steve is like watching TV and just chilling out, and he sees Budwin go. Bubba comes to the door. Bubba's like, "We're done. And he's like, and then you just see Tiff's like long ass arm come in and like air grab Mortal Kombat him and just goes yanks him out in the front yard and starts beating him up again.
Didn't he have a good cruise ship story on that episode also? Where he was like doing triple C's on a cruise ship or whatever and like acting wild?
We have 30 episodes.
What?
Huh?
30
He's
more
saying on to the
episodes to
next.
go?
Yes.
No, we have 30 minutes on this episode and another hour and a half after that. We're okay. We're okay on time. It's okay. Anyways, fun background on the after episode. After all this was over, we ended up going to the Naughty Pine shooting pool, and I got fucking wasted. We come back. I ended up copping the one thing that you put up your nose, and me and Steve, who wasn't doing this with me the entire time, we boxed out. And there was raining outside, and me and him, he was a trained boxer, and I know nothing about it. And I enjoy it, but I get drunk enough where I'm like, show me how to box. And my girlfriend at the time, sitting downstairs, like upset that I'm outside in the rain. I was like, I'll be right back in, baby. 3 hours in the rain, just boxing back and forth, like having the bet. It was the greatest fucking time after the
All right,
thing.
so I can confirm this story without having been there because twice, Cody has asked me either to hit him or to teach him how to hit.
I'm into violence. What can I say? I like
There's
to be
one
better
where
at
he's like,
violence.
dude, just hit me as hard as you can. I was like, absolutely not.
No, that's a horrible idea.
He's like, no, dude, just like rock me. I'm like, no. Do you want me to spit in your mouth first? What are we doing here, baby? What are we doing here, baby? See? And then like the other one, he's like, teach me how to hit somebody real hard. And I'm like, that's a real weird thing for a grown man to
You
say.
did though. You brought out the
because
mitts and you
you
were showing me.
went- yeah, you went
told me
from
keep
that-
your hips square. It was like you said it was the first thing that you tell everybody. Like you.
Yeah,
like,
I was trying to
always-
explain footwork matters more than anything else.
And I was
Yeah.
like, I'm trying to imitate yours, and you're like, I'm a fucking 7 foot tall man. You're a fucking little boy. Like, sit,
Well, you were
do what I'm
standing-
telling you, not what I'm doing.
So I was standing on the balls of my feet moving, and he's standing like on his tippy toes, like almost falling forward,
Yeah.
trying
This
to
is
throw
boxing,
punches. I'm
not
like,
ballet.
no, you don't have to be the same height as me. In this scenario, I just need you to keep your weight forward a little bit so you can move.
Right.
Front, whichever direction you're going, that foot leads where you're going. And he goes, nope. I went, I don't know what you mean by nope, but okay, we'll keep going.
I remember that because it was so much fun boxing out in the rain all night. Like, it was like we're saturated. Fucking take the shirt off. We're shirtless boxing outside of my house, like for 3 hours straight. And I come in like, oh my bad, babe. What's it been? 30 minutes? 3 hours. She's in tears.
When
We fuck her anyways. She's gone now. Who cares?
When we did it here, I pulled down like focus mitts that I haven't pulled out in forever. Like I have some that were custom that made to fit my giant fucking hands. And I'm letting Cody hit him a couple times, and then he was like, all right, well, what do you do here? And I was like, dude, you are sweating a lot. And he was like, yep. I was like, can we stop doing this? He was like, yep.
I know when to dial it back. eventually.
Yeah, I mean, it was.
I need a little guidance, but I'll get there.
It was meant to be like Cody actually realized, like, okay, he was way too far down a road he didn't need to be down at that moment.
I have a lot of moments of clarity with Lloyd specifically. Let's keep it. Let's plow forward. Do you have a description
Yes,
for this?
we should. For this episode, we had two of our longest supporters, Tiff and Steve, join us to talk all sorts of nerd stuff, and especially the wild story that is the horror party. It was a good time hanging out with these bastards. You're already tuning in, so I'll cut it out here.
It's a good description. Solid description. 10 out of 10. Plowing forward.
Episode 170, Lloyd Johnson. So live from Lloyd's apartment, which immediately has sirens in the background, which is a reoccurring trope of the show.
This fuck decides now to go take a piss. The first one that he's on, the one that he's been. You better fucking piss quick, Lloyd. Anyways, sirens in the background.
Yeah, so within like the opening 5 minutes of the show, you get the sirens.
You know why? He had other mics that are good mics for a studio, which he still has. It'd be better mics if everything was soundproof, but those mics pick up fucking everything. And every single... I'll be shocked if there aren't sirens that we can hear, but the listeners won't hear. Going forward, you might hear a little, like a touch, like a taste of a siren in the background, but that one with those mics that we had, they're all like Luke's mic, the ones that you have in your basement. They pick up not just the room, but shit outside and stuff like that. So, like, you'll hear sirens on those mics specifically. And it's just the nature of Northside. You're going to hear fucking sirens. Are you doing a podcast here if there's not sirens?
No, I'm also in my defense. I did have like a dressing screen that had soundproofing and shit on it before when I was using that, so it wasn't as open or echoey as it is now trying to use those mics.
Those are actually better mics than what we have now. We just can't use them here because they pick up too much sound.
Right, I'd have to rebuild
Yeah, it would be a whole
the
fucking
shit that
thing.
all got broken and
Yeah, we're doing a kitchen podcast. There's no fucking way.
This also has Lloyd has broken bones. This is like the beginning of Lloyd's injury, and he gives us the whole thing about how his leg snapped.
And this episode also created a conversation because during the episode he was like, "I'll be the new Pat." Like, I don't know if he was being serious or not at the time. Obviously he was, but it created a conversation with me and Luke that reignited the fire under both of our asses. Where Luke was like, "I'm gonna need a commitment from you." Like, I remember I was going into work the next day and he's like begging me for a commitment on the phone. He was like, "Clint's been saying."
No,
how...
it wasn't. I wasn't begging. You were talking to me about
it was
should we pull the trigger.
I'm not
on
trying
him.
to say that you're an asshole.
No, I know. I don't see how that frames me as an asshole, but
well, it wasn't. Yeah, maybe not begging, but you were basically like, dude, you've been dropping the ball a lot. You haven't been dropping Patreons on time. My cousin even said like, fucking like, dude, Patreons don't come out. Like, you have to. If we're gonna do this with Lloyd, we got to do it all the way. We got to really. You got to tell me that we're into it. Otherwise, we got to keep doing it in your basement. And I was like, dude, I'm all the way in. I'm recommitted. I'm gonna fucking. Episodes are coming out on time and fucking. And then the next week, I gave all Luke the episodes and they came out like a day late. And I was like, you begged me for a commitment. What the fuck, Luke?
oh yeah.
All right, so to be honest, when I threw that out, I saw you two just not communicating at all, and like this weird bubbling like weirdness between you, and I was like, all right, like when I threw it out, I was like, okay, maybe they'll have me on for a few episodes, and maybe I can like help release whatever that nonsense is, and then they'll be like, okay, we're tired of your weird autistic ass, move on.
Double hand job style.
Like I honestly expected it to be like a handful of episodes, and you guys being like, okay, piss off.
That's how you set it up too. Like, hey, once you're done with me, you're done. We were both like, dude, this is the guy to fucking be our new third host. Like, we had that whole ass conversation. We brought it back to you. That was the beginning. That is the beginning, right, of Bastard Sermon 3.0?
Close. Yeah. There's an in-between episode with 171, Luke and Austin. So you're out getting tattooed this episode.
And fuck the description. I'm sure there's a description.
No, there's not. From 170 to 170 something.
He could have skated on there was a description.
Hey,
fuck that. It's fine.
176.
All right.
That cinnamon sprinkle fairy is very honest.
So we move on to episode 172, Lloyd Johnson, the official start of TBS 3.0. Yeah. So he's not just a guest. He's like the guy. He's here. He's the third mic. And then we get the origin story of spitting in a grown man's mouth.
Damn, I went right out the gate with it?
That episode. You were like, this is what's happening.
All right.
And then episode 173, the Bastard Sermon 3.0. This is like you're doing the just you guys having an episode here, like no guest or anything. Cody loves Viva La Bam and predicts the future that him and Chrissy will break up.
I mean, me and Chris break up and fucking shit my ass.
All right, so on today's episode, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna crash my car and punch my girlfriend and see what happens.
By the way, never punch Chris.
No, he did not. He did not hit her. It was just a
firm backhand.
It was just a fun bam.
No, she did fucking try to say that. Like, she was like, "Hey, you pushed me," and I was like, trying to leave my house and you blocked the door. So, just to clear up anything that for the tattoo people that listen that know this person, I never put hands on this person ever, and I never did anything except for yell and act like an asshole.
Yeah, the joke was you didn't, but you still got the cops called on you for no reason.
We'll get into that later.
Episode 174, Alex Schubert, a.k.a. Big Shubes. Cody is on the show because he's doing some boyfriend duty. Luke tries to plug Chrissy's shop, and both Lloyd and Luke blank on the name of the shop. Like, you guys are both trying to be so cool about it, like trying to be like, yeah, go check it. Where's she? Okay. And then the show turns into a stand-up comedy deep dive, which is interesting because in the past it's always been a deep dive with Cody on the show on stand-up comedy, but this episode is just you guys and Schubert just stand-up comedy for like 50 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, that's
balls deep.
There's only a handful of things I can go that deep on.
Fighting and comedy.
Yeah, combat sports, comedy, and like weird science oddities. Like those are the things I can go deep.
I actually love, since Lloyd's been on the podcast, that I'm not the only one that deep dives into comedy, but you've taught me a new way to do it. Like, hey, don't be like a comedy nerd about it. Be funny with funny people, and fucking you've reinforced that and brought a crazy amount of like comedians on the show and funny people, which I mean we're gonna get to, but that it's been super helpful to like making this show what I always thought it was gonna be, which is like a comedy podcast. Like Pat was so against that constantly. I don't know that Luke's indifferent or not, but he's just like...
I am here on this show to hang out with cool people and have cool conversations, and almost every single person we've had on has met that requirement.
So I can say this about Luke. Luke might not be like super into a thing, but if you show him something that you're passionate about and can explain it, he's in. Mm-hmm. Like I remember showing him comedy the one night before we watched fights or whatever, and it didn't matter necessarily that like he was laughing at it, but the fact that I'm like picking apart how the joke was written and how it was done, I'm watching like Luke get more and more into just me explaining it, which to me is that's a like a far more admirable thing. Someone being able to just pick up and experience your passion with you. Does that make any sense?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
It's been great ever since we've had Lloyd on the podcast. Not that it wasn't great having Patrick on, but I feel like the new era of the show with Lloyd is the best the Bastard Sermon's ever been. Am I wrong for thinking? You've been listening for forever.
My black little heart.
Impartial Party.
Yeah, well, I think it just kind of turned out what the show was evolving into, and I think that you brought up both you brought up a good point right there with Lloyd talking about like how to approach having comedians on the show, because the old episodes you would just like fanboy out and you would get really serious with comedians.
Yeah,
and it was always weird because I was getting ready to listen to the episode. I'm like, oh sweet, like he's got like Jay Armstrong on here, like Rand Barnaclose on here, and I'm gonna get like a funny episode, and then it's just like, so when you go up on stage, like what are you thinking? And and
when did your dad leave you, and why did you start comedy?
Yeah, and it's just like, well, okay, this is not going the way I thought it was.
Yeah, like the Jeff Day one. Like, yeah, it was just I couldn't figure out how to do it. But ever since we've had Lloyd, he's real good about fucking wrangling me in on that shit.
Also, I think this is me patting myself on the back. I think I did a good job to an extent of which comics I had on.
For sure.
Like exposing you to like Cal. Like I figured you and Cal would click. I figured you and Cal would click. So
we
like,
definitely
right,
have. Every time I see Cal, he's great. Cal Jansen. We're getting to his episode. Go check him out.
I'm saying like, and then like building it from there with different people. Like, all right, let me see you click with further and further out from what we do types of comics.
Yeah.
And then like having Rand on where it's just like, all right, you all have to strap in. There's no.
Yeah, when Rand's on the show, it's his show.
Yeah, there's no controls here. Like this has been him since he was 14, just strapping and go.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. All right, plowing forward. We got 20 more minutes on this one. We're actually sitting good on time. I think we're almost at 25 episodes that we've gotten through, and we've got like.
Well, now we've gotten into the era where I'm here, so I feel like I'm going to talk a lot more about me and be like, "Hey, this is why I'm awesome."
We've got like 26 left, and that's another that'll be on the Patreon. Keep going.
So, episode 175, Nick Glavin and Maria Johnston. Mariah. God damn, I fucked that up. Why did I say Maria
Johnston?
I fucking.
Maria Johnson.
Maria Johnson.
Nope, both of those are wrong.
No, just fucking eating dick here.
Mariah Johnston.
A rare couple come on the show. This doesn't happen very often. I think the last one might have been Lish and Eamon.
Yeah. They were on the one where we got a little bit of traction that we never used for the which thank God, because that Pot Awful guy fucking sucks dick. Like when they did the burger review thing, because Pat again insisted on having some weirdo that dresses up in Joker makeup, the Santa Cruz Joker, and fucking put him on the podcast. And apparently he's like the target of the Pot Awful guy that. He's just an asshole, just a fucking dickhead that just goes in constantly with people. And then we got some traction on YouTube from all of his stupid fucking fans. Do burger reviews, do this and that and the other. And it was a good episode. Big Bone Comics, I don't know if that's still going on, but if it is, go and check it out. Lish and Eamon just had a kid. Congratulations to them.
Shout out to them for that.
Pigbone is with Hasm Comics.
Hasm.
Check out Hasm Comics.
That's your other dude, right? It's not Justin 3000. It's Rodney Fikey.
It's Justin 2100.
Is it? Am I wrong about that?
No, I think you're right.
Justin 21 Jump Street.
Dude, that would be a sweet name. Him and Rodney did that together. I don't think they're still working on the next book together, but yeah, they worked together on the project.
We got to get Lish and Eamon back in the studio. You reminded me about that.
I'm
Keep
also,
going with this.
I'm also thinking me and Tank need to start a podcast called "Explain This to Me," where like we both listen to the same thing and I go, "Okay, you explain to me what you just heard."
Yeah, break this down.
And he'll explain it to me from the side he gets it, and I'm like, "Okay, here's what I heard.
Here's what I saw." Hell yeah, dude.
I think 6 episodes in before he stabs me. Give or take, like maybe we can like set up like a pool on that or whatever. Like,
We'll get it going in the Discord. Go and check out the Bastard Sermon Discord, by the way.
So another fun part about the episode, Lloyd gets deep into talking about EverQuest and his yearly meetup where he's apparently just drinking handles of rum for 3 days straight, and then gets deep into World of Warcraft talk and fucking 3-boxing, whatever the fuck that is.
I was playing with 3 different computers at the same time playing EverQuest, and my friend Brian, who has muscular dystrophy, he would play 3 characters at the same time on 3 different computers. So I had 3 different EverQuest accounts, and he had 3.
I love that you gave a shit earlier for being nerds. He's breaking our balls for being nerds earlier, and he's talking about using 3 computers to play EverQuest.
Yeah, no, I've openly said I'm just as much of a nerd. I'm just going to shit on your nerd things because that's what nerds do.
Right.
Yeah,
They shit
true.
on the nerd thing they don't get.
I hate when you're right and you're always right. Fucking dick.
I know, I get it. But yeah,
Do you have a description? Is there anything for that one?
For
Is that a bad thing to do? the
176?
I don't think
175.
that. Yeah.
No, I don't have one till 177.
All right, 176. John Holmes, communist comedian. Cody is not drinking and got sober because he wrecked his car.
Yeah.
Which I think threw off the whole flavor of the episode. I'd really like to have John back on while you're drinking.
Yeah, it would be a better time, and I would. Now I know John, and John's introduced me to. John's the reason that fucking Phil Pointer came on, and unfortunately, fucking Neighborhood Hill. We'll get to it. It's not his fault. That's my drunken fault. But he was like, "Yeah, check it. Come over to the comedians table. Like, welcome me as if I'm one of the boys and shit like that." It wasn't the greatest episode ever.
But, yeah, John came into you being like, "Well, I'm sober and I'm not drinking," and you just see John like curling, like his posture breaking down like more and more as it went. Like he went from like sitting there like, "Oh, this will be fun," to like, "Oh," by the time the episode actually started, he's like a salad shrimp sitting in a chair, like. And I was like, "Okay, cool. We just torched this from the start. All right, let's go. You're sober." And
I also don't like communism the way that I don't like Nazism. Like, I compare the two equally, so I'm just like, I had so many things that I wanted to say politically, but this isn't the podcast to do it on, so the whole time I'm dumping little bombs on them about communism.
It was just very weird energy for what seemed like no reason whatsoever.
It felt like it. The episode just felt like it never like got into a groove. It was just real clickety clackety, and people were just kind of like,
Do you remember anything about it?
I know his get up was just really distracting.
He had like communist
Wait,
shoelaces
he
on.
had a get up?
He had a hammer and
He was
sickle.
wearing
cup.
he was wearing like a communist jersey with like a hammer and sickle on it.
Like if communism had a #1 fan,
This guy?
Yeah, it was like
was this
communism
guy.
had a sports team, and he has all the fucking gear. I was like,
which
what?
to him is like a funny shtick, but to them it read not right.
Yeah.
And then the whole energy coming in, like literally as we started recording, I was like, "What have we done? Like, why did we do this to poor John?" Like the whole episode, I'm looking at John like, "My bad, man."
We gotta have John back. John's great people, and he's a funny comic. I've seen him over at Chameleon a couple times. He's funny as fuck. He does Giles Chickering show. I forget the one that he does on Sunday, the super fantastic awesome show. I forget the name, but it's something like that.
And also just one of the sweetest
Cool man
human
show.
beings
Cool
you
man
could
show,
ever
yeah.
meet in your life. Like that dude texts me shit where it's like he knew we were doing the first playoff episode for Fuck You Like The Bengals, and that Alex and Billy were both going to be here, and he's like, "Hey, make sure tell the fat one and the dumb one that I love you the best out of the 3." And he said like sent them texts that all matched up together because he was just like, "Hey, I know this is going to be a good thing for you guys. So
Right.
let me be nice and say." And I'm just sitting there like, "Oh, what a fucking sweetheart of a fucking human being. Like, I would never think to do this for someone else, ever."
Yeah. Also, everybody that you've connected me to, I run into them at every comedy show, and they're like supporting their brothers in comedy and shit like that. Like, you've clicked up with the right people, and people that I'd never heard of, and they're all friends with the other people that I have heard of. And I was like, oh, this is why Lloyd knows all these fucking people. And it was like, they're all like, John's cool as fuck. We gotta have him back. That episode didn't land, but for sure, that dude's awesome.
I also like Cody checking in with me on people. He's like, "Hey, is this person cool? I drunkenly friend requested them at 3 a.m. yesterday." And I'm like, "No, yeah, she's cool. She would get it." And, and then he'd be like, "Oh, what about this dude?" I'm like, "Yeah, I don't know that dude at all. Never heard the name before." And he's like, "Oh, well, I friend requested him last night like 2:30 because he commented on one of fucking Blake's posts." And I'm like, I got nothing.
Cool, man.
I don't remember doing that. I have something similar though. Anyways, moving.
The same night you're talking about the Sheena.
This is 177.
Okay.
Shut the fuck up. What are you doing? What are you doing to me?
So we're getting ready to hit.
Oh, the same thing you would for sure do to me if the roles
Fuck
were reversed.
you, dude.
The thing you would 100% do to me.
All right, I did do it to you with the girl that you.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Anyways, I didn't see. I cut it off right there. Right there.
I
see
did
how that
too.
works? All right. Keep going.
These fucking guys.
Episode 177, Bobby Bronson. So a Kevin Smith argument ensues where you guys, like, you two just defend Kevin Smith to the fucking death.
Because he's awesome.
Well, in the ways that they were attacking him. Like, let's be honest. Like, there's shit I would say that's negative about him.
You said that with full neck beard, attacking him. The ways that he's doing it.
Okay, wham.
The strategic battle plan that he's using to decimate my god, Kevin Smith.
And now this is Cody Hucker. Picking up one small piece of an argument to run with. No, but like the way that was going at it, I'm like, hold on, wait. No, that's okay. There's a lot of things to shit on him about. Like, it was more like a confusion for me of like, why are you shitting on this part when there's all of these parts?
You know what it really was? Bobby was way funnier than Lloyd, and he couldn't stand it.
Oh, no, I loved it. I'm like,
hated it.
let's have this dude on all the
I
time.
love Bobby. Yeah.
Bobby's
Literally,
great.
I've never seen Lloyd bromance out harder, like with somebody that I brought,
Dude,
where
the
I was like, "You're
sniper
gonna love this guy."
The sniper
and he
shots,
actually loved him.
The sniper shots he was throwing in, like, and then the side conversation that you guys weren't hearing on the mic between me and him. We were bouncing back and forth the whole time over on this side of the table. I wish there was video because you would have seen how often it was like me leaning in to say something to him or him and us laughing and covering our mic. Like,
Yeah.
literally like putting our hands over our mic laughing. We had a whole nother conversation going on over here.
Yeah.
He reminds me a lot of like T-Bone if T-Bone didn't have shit to take care of. If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Like if T-Bone didn't have like a family to deal with or whatever, I feel like they're very similar. Like that weird sniper shot energy of being able just to sit back on it and hold until the exact moment.
Speaking of that, he has a note for it. Can you read the line?
All right.
Yeah, so a good example of that. So during the episode, Bobby keeps asking for beers, and there's Blue Moons in the fridge. And Lloyd tells him he should add orange juice to it sometime, like just kind of like a like a dad tip, like, hey Slugger, like, throw some emoji in there.
Hey, Slugger.
Really get it. And Bobby replies, yeah, bro, I'm cultured. I've drank these on draft with an orange slice on them before I've been to B-dubs.
Bobby had so many good roast moments,
So
and
good.
most importantly, Bobby had my back every time that these guys were clowning me. And I
No,
was
no,
like, oh, okay, automatic win for me.
It's like when someone throws something like that at me, I just want it to be good.
Yeah.
And that was one of those ones where I'm like, I'm going to hug him. Like that was, it really was like sniper shot perfect in the moment too. Like,
Yeah.
explaining it will never do how well that fit while it was happening.
And just to suck Bobby's dick a little bit more, he's a great business owner. Go and check out the Decorated Body downtown. Oso, or I forget his name. Oso's Jameson, right? And then he's got Saporn Long and what?
Just saying her name, right?
Saporn?
There you go.
Okay. My bad. My baby mom's her best friend. I feel like I've heard Saporn before, but
All right, go on.
maybe I'm retarded.
I know.
Saporn Long.
Sephora?
Yeah. Runs the Decorated Body. They've got great artists down there. Sean's getting a tattoo from Oso. He does like really awesome, realistic art. Soap has her own style where she's doing like this line work shit that she's created herself. It's really cool, like
It's
really original looking
insane.
shit. She's cranking designs out. He loves his people down there. Bobby's doing all like anime style tattoos, and this motherfucker's 2 years in the game, maybe 2.5 at this point, I don't know, but he's not very far into the tattoo game, and he's running his own fucking shop, and people love it, and he's got great artists, and he's spreading the wealth, and he's hilarious,
And he's handsome, and he's got long
and
hair.
he just did what you into about, was it D&T? I haven't listened to it yet. D&D stuff though.
Yeah. He came on what you into, and we talked.
That was a great episode.
I gotta
it-
listen to it.
was
I've been
fun.
waiting.
It was way fun. Yeah.
He's got a fucking wait list of players. Like, that's
Yeah.
fucking like, just tag me in whenever someone quits or like if someone dies.
You got to be available on Sundays.
That's fucking no exceptions either,
Yeah.
unless they call it in on like a holiday.
That dude comes on a podcast and just like fucking,
It was
you don't have to do
great.
anything. It's just have him there and he laughs and carries the whole fucking conversation. It's just a good ass fucking time. We'll cut it off right here and go to Patreon unless you have anything more to give on this.
The description was, you guys missed him almost as much as we did, and he's back. Bobby Bronson is back with us in studio, and he's a changed man. Now founder and owner of the Decorated Body Tattoo Shop, he pulls himself away from being a super busy rich CEO to talk to us about dicks, metal, and everything in between. Turn us on already.
It was a great episode. If you guys have enjoyed what we're doing here for our anniversary episode, go and tag over to the Patreon. It's $5 a month, and you can get our entire archive of content. There's hundreds of hours of shit in there. We're doing Bastard LLCs, which is our movie review podcast, which Bert ruined the last one, which actually made it a lot of fun for me. Maybe not for Luke.
Not for me at all.
Every once in a while, Huckers Fuckers I'll do, and not so much lately, but the rest of this episode will be on there as well as all of our bonus content, which you get one a week. Plus, you get the free show, which comes out on Sunday, the one that you're listening to now. You get that on Saturday instead, close to the afternoon time. So if you're a fan of the show, $5 a month. You get all that fucking content.
$5.
And we're going to offer so much more when we have this computer built.
I feel like it's very worth it.
And it's about to get a lot better.
And hey, and if it's not, you got the $5. If you honestly, I swear to God, if you absolutely hate it, I have no money right now. I'll give you your $5 back if you subscribe. And you're like, I fucking hate it. I'm confident enough in the product that we have that I'll give you money that I don't have back to you if you don't like it.
I'll send you the money.
Or I'll send you episodes for free. If you're honestly like, what is your Patreon? Can you give me a taste of it? I'll send you the T-Bone episode, and I promise you'll fucking
send
empty
them the Romy episode.
Oh, not the T-Bone. That's who I meant. That's who I meant.
Oh,
I did a Darius. I did a Darius right there, dude. All look
Damn it,
like.
you smushed my jaws. Like they're all Darius's to you too. Just stepped all over. God damn it.
Mansfield, anything you want to plug while you're here?
At NeoKnown on Instagram, neoknown.com is the website. If you want to get artwork from me, you can hit me up there. And you can also check out my podcast, What You Into. I interview people about their hobbies and collections. I've had all of you guys on the show. I just had a really fun episode hanging out with Lloyd and Blake Hammond. We talked MMA for like 2 hours in my basement.
That was a good episode.
That
you guys
was
talked about
a great
early
episode.
fights too, like UFC 1 and all that stuff. Pride,
Yeah.
like it was
Also,
good
you
stuff.
guys
Because
were-
like I came into it like late, you know, like my knowledge goes as far as back as like maybe 2009, 10. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm capped. And you guys talked about a lot of early stuff. It was great.
Also, you guys were super nice to me on the episode you guys did, and then I shit on both of you about it immediately.
That was actually when I listened to that, I don't care about UFC at all, and it was like all my boys were on this episode, and it was listenable as fuck. Like it made me like look up like the tough stuff that they used to do and stuff like that, and the whatever the is tough the fucking the reality show that they used to do. It was fucking
they just
awesome.
brought
It
back.
made me look shit up. Like he was showing me MVP stuff. Like we'll get drunk over here, and when I'm staying the night and stuff, Lloyd will show me stuff. So I do get interested, but I don't have the brain that cares about it the way that you guys do, but you put it like in a listenable format that made it a lot of fun. What You Into isn't just my boys podcast that I like listening to. Like this is something that's in my regular rotation. If you weren't my friend, I'd listen to it. If I stumbled upon this podcast, dude, but literally every week it's fun to listen to.
Like I went back since
saved-
I was on and listened to other episodes because I was like, oh, this dude knows how to interview people. Like he does the things I don't know how to do.
Yeah.
So it's interesting to me. And then I went back and like listened to the episode you were on and other people where I'm like, oh, this is a thing that's interesting.
Also, podcasts that I like, I stack them sometimes. Like, I won't listen for 3 weeks, but I'll have them downloaded. That way that I can listen to, like, 3 in a row. Because I'll hear a good one, and I'll be like, I want to hear another one. So, like, and it's like, fuck, I got to wait a week. So I'll stack your podcast sometimes and listen to 3 dudes in a row. And that's when you get a drunken 2 a.m. cocaine message from me. Where
Like,
it's like,
hey,
yeah,
so
oh,
good.
your
Look
podcast
at
is
this. So
amazing.
good.
See,
Like,
I
I'm
did
trying
it-
to fuck my wife and go to sleep. I got a master's degree. Fuck off, Cody.
I did it the other way where I'm like, hold on, here's other people I want to hear you talk to. Like I want to hear the shit you're going to draw out of people I know. So now I'm trying not to flood you with like, hold on, here's interesting people that I think you would. So I started with like one that I'm like,
You
I
trickled in.
really want.
You're like this guy. If I can get this guy in the front door, then after that, he's going to be like, oh, Lloyd brings on good guests. And then it's going to open up the
Like,
doorway.
right. Like I would love to have my brother. I'd love to hear my brother on your podcast.
All right, cool.
He's like nerd mecca. Like I think other nerds like turn towards whatever direction he's in and pray twice a day or whatever.
Hell yeah.
Like I think I know a lot about like comics and whatever. That motherfucker makes me feel stupid.
I've said it before. I'll say it again. I want to hear Luke and your brother on a podcast.
Yeah.
I want to just them back and forth.
Like,
while I sit back.
I don't think Mark would do this. ever, but I
Right.
think he might do yours. So I'd be interested in hearing that.
It'd be fun, man. And yeah, check it out. And like I said, there's the episodes with Cody where he came on. We did stand-up comedy and Quentin Tarantino. And
I'm boring. Honestly, I'm not great on that podcast, but the ones with Luke.
Luke does Gundams and we talk
RPGs,
video
on the
game
second
RPGs.
one.
Yeah, video game. Yeah, that's a nice twofer. If you do video game RPGs with Luke and then you do tabletop RPGs with Bobby, that's a nice back-to-back.
Yeah.
It's a great one. Do that one side by side. You could actually do. I think Luke is your second guest ever. Do the first one because it's Gundams. Third,
Yep, third.
whatever it is. Luke on the first one. Stack it up like this. Do Luke, then do Bobby, then do Luke again because you don't want too much Luke. But like for real, like in between,
Like Liz
little
told
Bobby
us, you don't
change
want
up,
too much Luke.
and then do the other Luke episode. Those are fucking. That's a fantastic nerd setup if that's your thing.
Oh, and I also got live art coming back. 6-Bomb Boards, we're doing stuff here in 2022. I'm already setting up stuff with people. Our first event's going to be February 1st at Listerman's. So come out. We're drawing the shit that they got on the tap list that night. And if you're an artist and want to draw, you can come up and draw with us. Come do live art.
Also,
Okay.
go to the City Beat thing because I just voted for you as an artist in the
Yay.
City Beat thing today.
Thank you. Appreciate
I
it.
didn't even know this is a thing. I'm gonna vote for it. I gotta go take a piss.
I'm going to lose to whoever they got drawing for the Inquirer.
I don't care,
the guy
but
before
my
him.
point is,
How-
is I
wait,
saw
how
you
long?
on there.
Hold on. How long do we have for this vote?
Ah,
A couple weeks, I think.
If
There
a
you
couple weeks, hey, let's start. Do you mind if we start pounding this on the bastard sermon?
You can
Let's get the
pound.
bastards into this. Go and
Campaign.
vote. Where do they go to vote? Where we're gonna campaign
City
for you winning.
Beat,
I went off a link on Facebook. but
We'll share it in the fucking Facebook and on
Yeah.
the Discord.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure Luke will put that in the description. There's no way that he'll miss it.
Yep.
you treat
Dude,
my.
this guy is brainwashing our fans that I'm a sack of shit. I see the private messages.
You
Hey,
actually,
you know what? But hey, them
let me
cinnamon
say, you
sprinkles
did
are
it-
going to shine through, baby. You just keep being you and let them cinnamon sprinkles just show the world.
Let me actually give you some credit.
you're the
I thought
talent,
there was
Luke.
going to be a bunch of like descriptions missing. You had a bunch of them, man. You nailed it. You did a good job. I give you too much shit, man. Thanks for fucking doing this shit with me.
Thank you.
Thanks for letting me beat you up on the show. Go ahead for the read.
I have our normal sponsor read, and then I have something very special that I haven't even shared with the guys because I have a horrible, horrible memory. So first of all, we are
I thought
sponsored
you were going
by.
to say
Fuck you.
ex-girlfriend.
We like the Bengals.
We are sponsored by the wonderful and amazing Scarlet Vape and Smoke Shop. I know you guys, like me, love to roll up a giant grassy sleeve, a big old J, a fat old.
Like this right here, this big fat one that Luke rolled up.
It's pathetic, bro. I'm running low. I got to go back up to Scarlet Vape and Smoking Shop and get myself some Delta 8 and Delta 10 nugs. They've got nugs, they've got carts, they've got kratom if you need it. It helps you go sleepy time. You need some some sort of tea.
Kratom,
They've got
yeah.
it. You got some you need some rolling papers, filters. They have it all. You got a job interview coming up. You need some fake urine for a little bit, you know.
have to squeeze
You're not
children
clean
anymore?
yet. You don't have to squeeze children anymore. Hit up Scarlet Vape and Smoke Shop because they have all of that and more at a reasonable price. And
Love
if you
those
let
guys.
them know that you're a bastard, you'll get 15% off your order.
They're the best.
Now,
Totally separate from our normal read. Someone at work mentioned that place to me, and I went, hey, if you... And I just shut the fuck up because I realized that person would then listen to the podcast, and I didn't want that. So.
Completely unrelated to me. If you say that you're a bastard, you get 50% off. Has nothing to do with me. I'm just telling
now
you.
this
There's
is
some
a
people I know.
I
surprise.
just happen to know that. I don't smoke weed.
Now, this is a surprise, guys.
don't.
We are in talks with a possible partnership with banginsnacks.net.
Wait, hold on. Before you give them the shout out, have they sent us anything? Is this confirmed? Are we just doing this for free for no
No,
money?
if they're even having the conversation, yeah, shut
All right,
up.
cool. Keep going.
Exactly. I was
Sorry.
going to.
I'm sorry. I'm
Jesus.
sorry.
So we are in talks with banginsnacks.net. Go to banginsnacks.net, banginsnacks.net, and they've got some crazy fucking shit, guys.
Like
They've
what?
got-
What do
I'm
they
for
have?
sure going to be ordering some shit from there
What did
just
you-
from the link. Like,
what did
there's
you
like
see?
Bro, they're gonna send us a pack, and I've already told them the shrimp stuff.
the
Okay,
squid
so
flavored,
ideally,
the squid flavored fucking wavy
they
chips.
told me no promises, but they're gonna do their best for us.
If
okay?
they could send us a big care package,
They
of
are.
just shit that we could try on the
They
show.
are.
We'll do this as
They are.
a little bit.
So,
Yeah.
but that's not all, guys. So let me just tell you what exactly they have. They've got snacks from your favorite brands, but flavors you can't get because they're sold exclusively in other countries. Like we've got Lay's from Japan, grilled squid.
Yeah,
The fuck?
I want those real bad.
I'm
We got
excited.
Japanese barbecue flavored Cheetos. We've got chicken wing flavored Lay's, grilled pork, lime flavored Lay's. We've got chicken tikka masala Pringles.
That's mine. I want those. I want
We've
those
got
for sure.
pure
90
spicy.
different Kit Kats.
Yeah, we've got so many different flavored Kit Kats, pudding.
Even Jungle Joe's doesn't have that
mochi.
many fucking Kit Kats.
Dude,
They've got
there's
like
so
3.
many.
Grasshoppers,
There's
lizard's tails.
Lay's-
What the fuck do you want?
Witch
Spider
tongue.
legs.
I want to try these out.
Witch
These are the
tongue.
ones I'm gonna request. These are the ones I'm gonna request. The Lay's numb and spicy hot pot flavor.
Yep.
It sounds insane. Guys, check them out. And they already hooked us up with a fucking code. Use bastards and you will get 10% off your fucking order. You'll get a fucking box of all these crazy fucking snacks and shit. It's insane. We have our own discount code, guys.
Thanks, guys. If nothing else, if they never are a sponsor and they just did that, that's worth a shout out for sure.
For real.
Of just helping our fans out with something.
Does it have to be all caps? Is it lowercase?
Nope.
Did they say just any way that they want to type it in?
Bastards.
Put in bastards, and I'm sure if they see some bastards following through with this, we'll get the sponsorship. So if you fuckers like to eat, and I know you fat fucks do, come on, let's
Dude,
go.
check it out. I'm not kidding, guys. The website's super friendly. It's really cool, and the snacks looks really, really good.
What's the discount one more time? If you-
10%. Use code bastards at checkout.
Come on, that's
Fuck
a
yeah.
fucking listen to all the shit that they have. That's fucking amazing.
And they've got snacks coming soon. They have a coming soon menu. They got like Mario gold coins from Japan on their way.
Yeah, I'm for sure ordering shit whether or not they send us stuff.
Yeah.
All right, the last thing that we have to talk about before we get on the Patreon.
Check out Fuck You, We Like the Bengals for the first time in the fucking podcast history, which is, it's been handed down through like 3-4 different iterations by now. Get to talk playoffs. We not only were in a playoff game, but won a playoff game for the first time in 31 fucking years.
And it was
Shit's real.
exciting to watch, and I'm not even a big football fan. I watched the game. I was making pickled onions in my kitchen. I swear to
course you
God.
were.
Yeah, and I was pouring the hot shit as I watched the last throw where the dude fucking like couldn't catch it. It was
Jermaine
incomplete.
Pratt?
And they had 12 seconds on the clock, and everybody knew it was over. And it was like, oh my God! And then I dropped the fucking shit. I have a Band-Aid on my foot right now because I spilled hot vinegar on my fucking foot and gave myself a 2nd-degree burn that I walked around with this whole fucking time.
Jesus.
It was so exciting. It was so much fun to watch. It's been so much fun to watch my city crush it in football. Like, I'm not a football fan, but I mean, you've seen me watch football with you.
Yeah,
I get
yeah.
excited.
He
It's
gets-
football is a fun fucking sport to watch. I'm just not like a sports guy, so I can't do it every week. I won't keep up with the players. But watching it, it's like watching UFC. It's exciting as fuck. These
I'm not a
dudes are-
sports guy, but I'm excited to watch all the aftermath stuff because I just see pictures of
Oh,
like
yeah.
Joe Burrow and other players just shit-faced the day after at their interviews, just like, what did you just ask me? I just fucking...
I even love the locker room. I started looking up locker room talk that they were doing where they did that speech where it was like 2 game balls. Mike Brown has supported this team, and he gets the first one. The other one goes to the city of Cincinnati, bring it out to the bars. They're going to celebrate with us the whole time. I'm almost tearing up, and I'm not a fucking Bengals
Which he
fan.
did. Zach Taylor went out to like different bars and handed out game balls. Like that's
Hell yeah,
some
dude.
baller shit.
He was like, this
That's
is for the
cool.
city of Cincinnati, and they changed a lot of people's fucking year with that win. Like, that's a 31-year drought. They fucking, I know,
It
I
felt
used to
crazy
work.
good to experience.
I
Like,
used to
I don't,
work
I
with
don't know how
people
to
that-
explain that to someone who's not into it that way, but like you like you're a football guy.
I experienced last year when the Browns beat the Steelers in the playoffs.
Right, and-
Holy shit! I didn't even know how to react to it.
but he sent me a nice message, just like, hey man, fuck him.
Yeah,
That's awesome. Like,
oh yeah,
But
dude.
could you imagine, though, if after this season, and if they don't win, that for like the next 30 years, that sip of water just carries fucking Cincinnati Bengal fans over?
Shut the fuck up. Why are you doing this to them right now? Why
know
are you
what?
calm your shit down, dude?
Why are you putting this
Right.
evil on a fan base?
You know what?
How many games- how many games do they gotta
From
win?
now on, you're rust dust, bitch.
Yeah.
No more cinnamon sprinkles. You're rust dust.
So I don't know a lot
That's
about
still cool.
I don't know a lot about football in the brackets, but there's 2 more playoff games, and then there's a Pro Bowl, which is an exhibitionist game, right?
Yeah,
Then
the
there's
Pro
Super
Bowl doesn't have anything to do with the actual.
But there's 2 more playoff games they're gonna win, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
So we're gonna play Tennessee this week, which we actually were 3-point underdogs, but I think is a very winnable game.
On the road, which the 3 points on the road isn't shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is
Like you get those
it's
3 points.
basically even odds for anyone
yeah,
who knows.
It's basically it's even odds because it's like, hey, you're at home, they're traveling. We'll give you 3.
but
Boys,
also,
don't crucify me for this, but is one of those the Lombardi Trophy that they get?
that's the Super Bowl trophy.
Okay.
All right, so if you haven't listened to any of the episodes of Fuck You, We Like the Bengals, the last one we had, you have listened to all of us on this podcast shit on Alex. The last episode of Fuck You, We Like the Bengals is 90% me and Billy shitting on Alex for his giant weird hands. Like telling him he could never be lost at sea because if he just sticks his hand in the air, he's got a sail. Like
just catches
it went so weirdly off the rails of us just fucking with Alex that even if you don't like football at all, you'll probably enjoy it. But it was also one of the most fun episodes I've done, and there was so much positive energy tied up in like, oh, we're talking fucking playoffs right now.
And they won now. It's going to get even better now.
Yeah, I'm recording another one tomorrow where we're talking about our second playoff game. It's madness to anyone who's been a Bengals fan. So, yeah, check it out if you haven't. Like I said, you don't even really have to be that big of a football person to enjoy what it is.
And if you're a Cincinnati person, listen to this. I mean, even if you're not a football, like, just how excited are you for your city?
Feel the energy
of
it. Just feel the energy.
Tight. Like this is
the
sick.
city is pumped. Right?
Dude, I can tell you, Saturday night.
This is good for our city too. Like this is fucking awesome. Like I hope they keep going. I hope they win the Super Bowl. I know that's a lot to. It's a big ask, but man, that's fucking. That's all. They have a chance this year. Joe Burrow is fucking killing it. Like they have a good team. It seems like they're actually bringing it together. Like I'm fucking excited for once about football for the first time since the last playoff game that they lost against the Steelers in 2013 or 2012. That was the last one that I really got involved in the season. I really did get hyped. They had a good fucking season. They were looking like they were killing it, and then they got stuffed by some fucking shitty call in the playoffs, and then it again didn't win the playoff game. And it's been since then. That's 8 years ago now. Since that we or 9 years ago. And
right. For me, it's been since I was 7. Since I've been able to be like, oh, they won a playoff game.
Yeah, it's fucking insane, man. I'm happy for you guys.
Yeah, I mean, not to beat that horse to the fucking.
No, it's amazing. You should.
Right, I'm saying not to beat it till it falls apart, but yeah, if you've not checked out Fuck You Like the Bengals, check that out. Otherwise,
you might have seen more eclipses in your life than you've seen Bengals playoff wins.
I for sure have.
For sure.
I'm a fucking nerd that used to, like, I asked my parents for a telescope when I was like 4.
On that note, we have a lot of episodes to get
and
through.
Check out Dark Mountain Cult. Go buy stuff. Anyway.
Yeah, Pat Zeta and his weird big dick.
His weird big dick.
I hear it curves to the left.
But still, it's
from all of his girlfriends that you fucked.
No, yours curves to the right.
No, it's so.
Oh shit! I got them mixed up again. God damn it!
Patreon.com/thebastardsermon. $5 if you want to hear the rest of this, baby boy.
I don't know. I know when you guys were smacking them together, it looked like 2 macaroni noodles. Like,
did you have something?
I just want to shout out Ryan and Ethan from Late Start. Go check out their podcast.
Oh yeah, you were saying that they fucking love our show and stuff like that.
They're great dudes. Everybody should go check out their show, and you guys should definitely do something sometime.
Me and Luke were talking about doing one, but that was months ago.
No, that is all my fault again. So he told me to talk to Cody, and then I talked to Cody, and then Cody was like, I forget what you said.
We were trying to set it up. I just didn't have time with their
schedule.
And
then I forgot to reach back to
We'll figure it out eventually.
Yeah.
Late
Right.
start.
Yeah, we'll
Go and check it out.
Also, when you go on that list to vote for Tank as an artist, Chameleon, Go Bananas, and Bell and the Bear, which was McLeavy's for years.
Yep.
Karis has done an amazing job changing just the whole culture, vibe, everything of Bell and the Bear. I love that fucking place.
If you've ever seen Stanhope live, that's the bar that he goes to after he's done at Go Bananas, and they let him bartend. I've seen him do it after it's been Bell and the Bear, and they let him bartend, and it's so much fun for the fans. I'm sure that they're doing other shit like that.
They're doing an autism rock show this Thursday, like next Thursday or something.
Go and vote for them.
You know, yeah. So like, when you go in there and actually look up and find the people that aren't the gimmies. There's a million ones where I could say, oh, go vote for the Zoo on this because they're on a million different ones. But if you like the Zoo, you'll do that. But people like Tank, places like Bell and the Bear, Chameleon, Go Bananas, they're the ones that this helps. This actually, like, getting those things done goes, hey, come here. We won Best Comedy Club. Don't go to Liberty Funny Bone. Come to Go Bananas. Hey, if you're not able to, like, get a booking at Go Bananas, come to Chameleon. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this actually helps people.
And if you guys actually do this, thank you. And post it, and we'll fucking give you shout-outs for even fucking voting for our boys out there and shit
and
like that.
And anything you don't know, where they give you the option to write shit in, write in the bastard sermon.
All right, that's an episode. We'll be back on the Patreon. I got to take a piss.